이거 붙이고 이제 요이 스타트. 오케이. Hello and welcome everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good, I don't know, midnight, whatever you want, you can have it tonight, today, or whichever fits you the most. We're gonna do some StarCraft again. And let me say so much, we're gonna have some very interesting games. It's gonna be a little bit of a mirror festival tonight. And you, if you're a Zerg player, you will be disappointed. But there's gonna be some fine matches, and what the F, man. We will be starting this very soon here. I'm quite hyped. Got some very interesting stuff. Got a few returning names, been a couple of people which I haven't seen in a while. For example, Gumiho will be playing. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how good those are, because like, I haven't seen Gumiho in a while, to be honest. He's not like the hardest grinder. Sometimes he kind of sits down for like a couple of weeks or a month or so and really grinds the tournaments. But he's not like one of the usual suspects. He fades in and fades out kind of from the grindy scene a little bit, and he fades out more, unfortunately, than he fades in. Okay, so we did SEL last time. I'm gonna probably finish SEL as well if I run out of games here from the KSL it is tonight. We'll fall back to some SEL games, but this is gonna be some yeah, normal StarCraft stuff. So we're gonna have this here, like this. It's gonna be here, first one, and semi. Okay, so we'll start out with, oh, I need to open it from here, I guess. We'll start out with, who do we want actually? Let's get, I want to do TVT. It's been a long time. I know. I guess we're gonna say we're gonna save the TVT. We're gonna go with a. We could do a PvP here between Hero and Nice. You know what? Why not? Let's check this out. I kind of want to see what those guys are up to. Nice. Been a while since I've seen him play. He's a good, strong player, and definitely not to be underestimated. And especially in PvP, he's like a little bit of a black box sometimes, and can pull out some very interesting stuff. Like the Chinese meta, of course, is quite different from all the other regions, as we're gonna have the big tournament come up in China. I don't think Nice was in there. I need to check that out again. I don't think he was in there, but let's go in and check this game out. It's gonna be Nice against Hero, playing for T1 here. In the top left, Nice in the bottom right. Taiwanese proudest player. Playing in the Chinese region, of course. Now this is a PvP, so expect some proxies, expect craziness. We already have a little bit of the weird one from Hero. He's not walling in, he's completely just putting down the pylon in his main, putting the gateway down in his main. He might just do something extremely aggressive here We've seen things from proxy robos, proxy stargates, sneak DTs into offensive shield batteries. What we haven't seen really is cannon rushes, but it just doesn't seem to work as it used to be, so yeah, don't really expect to see any of those sorts. No forges in this matchup allowed until you have your first like 8 units out at least. Okay. So for now this is just a simple scout, and he will see that there is a pylon missing here in a moment, unless this pylon gets thrown down by Nice now. But oh, actually he does throw it down in the main, so I was really thinking he would be throwing down the second pylon with this probe here, but seems like he's still gonna throw down another pylon. Not sure, it might just be a scout. He's coming into the natural here. Nice is someone who's willing to go the macro game in PvP. He's a little bit more of a defensive style player than usual, but he can also just turn up the crazy to 170 if he wants to. I mean, he's been playing with Haas PvPs for like ages and ages, and like sometimes those crazy ideas just have to, you know, come. Oh, he messed up the rally there. So he just throws down a pylon to block this off. Has his own pylon in production here. Hero is gonna throw down another pylon as well. He sees that there's no, well, a wall, right? So there's a pylon. He technically can throw down 2 buildings to block this, and he can still wall it if he wants to. He can, for example, put down just another pylon. Oh, Hero's gonna let his one. No, he's gonna cancel this, immediately gonna throw down the Nexus. That's a pretty good play, I wanna say. He went for double adept, which is kind of the cheapest option. It's not the cheapest for minerals, but it is in total the cheapest option, and he does basically skip the next 2 units after the sentries. We see a couple more adepts coming in here from Nice, who's currently sitting at 2 adepts. Stalker, I guess it just worked out. Yeah, he didn't really skip any units. There we go, man. My hero is a beast. I don't know how he does it. So Nice is currently waiting for his production to catch up, his minerals to boost up again, and probably for the warp gate, so he's just gonna do a warp in round. And both players have been scouting each other, so Hero goes into the Twilight. He's of course seen the Robo, and he will come in with 1 adept. He will actually let the Shade finish, and there's no shield battery, so he will get 1, maybe 2 probe kills. Yeah, he does actually manage to do that. There was 2 adepts, by the way, and this was a probe going down here to the scouting adept. So he lost 2 adepts for 2 probes. It's not really great, but sometimes you kind of have to get what you take. No, can take what you get. The Twilight was scouted, of course, so Nice knows there's a faster blink for his opponent, and yeah, and that's funny. I don't think you need to scout the hallucinated Phoenix. He sent it over in an attack move. He tried to intercept it with sentries, but that's a very difficult move. Now Nice wants to see how fast is his Nexus. He's kind of keeping the Phoenix around to check out like where's your Nexus tower, and he actually sees the perfect moment when it gets thrown down, so he can just move out if he wants to with the probe, take a Nexus of his own. How was he at 0 minerals for a second? That's crazy. This dude, the spending. A little bit of poking and prodding in the middle. There's only really hallucinations and observers going across the map, so nothing actually is happening. We see a little bit of damage on one of the stalkers, but yeah, third base for Hero. He's quite fast. He's gonna throw down a shield battery here. Is already adding up 2 more gates, and I wonder where all the money went from Nice. I think he had to build the Twilight Council, of course, and he had to get Blink. He has 1 Immortal and the Robo and the Observer. I guess that's where the money went, right? And now finally his third base is starting up, and the one from Hero is about to finish here, so there's gonna be an economic advantage here for our Red Brawlers player, but he will have a tech disadvantage in half a minute. Once this is done, there's gonna be an advantage for Nice with the Robo units in addition to Blink Stalkers. Not to say that it will have a unit advantage at any point, just that his composition is gonna be stronger. He does have a little bit of a deficit in income and in production capabilities, but he will catch up in that. So it just kind of comes down to the point how a hero wants to utilize his current advantage, and if at all. Yo, MW, good to see you. Happy New Year. So here he's gonna push the issue, of course, as Hero does. Usually, once he gets Blink, he just walks across the map and tries to trade for whatever he can with his Blink cooldown. But Blink is about to finish up here for Nice, so not sure how much he can get. Maybe just roaming the map and something like intercepting a Prism could be really nice. Just intercepting hallucinations also is quite nice, kind of denying the vision from your opponent. Yo, everything well over here. Hope same for you, brother. Good to see you. Oh, we got the first engage here. A couple of Stalkers going down there on both sides, but seems like so far Nice is really holding this extremely well, and Hero is kind of a little bit in peril. He needs to get away from this fight, because if he ever touches the Immortals, it's like Icarus going a little bit too close to the sun and his whole army is just gonna pop. And man, Nice is really actively trying to intercept this one force field. Unfortunately, a little bit too late there. And maybe he overextended a tiny bit there in chasing down Hero's army. In the end, though, let's check what units have been lost. 5 to 6. It's a favorable trade for Hero, but considering that it's all the baskets or all the balls in his basket that he has right now, ooh, man. So he's going for Adept Immortal, huh? Adept Immortal with Blink, that's meta, man. That's anti-meta. And on the other side, we of course have Charge. Like, usually Charge is better, but actually, in really big numbers, Adept Immortal does shred Charge. What is it really bad against? Well, Disruptors. Disruptor counter Adept like crazy. You would think they could shade out of the Nova, but they're actually way too slow to do that. So you get like really big cluster hits on those Adepts usually. Now, of course, Archons are also almost immortal to Adept Fire. Adepts do 10 damage against an Archon, and Archons have 350 shields. So that's, what, 35 shots? That's a lot. So you need 35 Adepts to one-shot an Archon. Well, it still has 10 HP after that. So there you go. You even need one more. And if it has one armor or something, man, then you need even one more. So it's insane. You almost need 40 Adepts to one-shot an Archon. It's quite a number. If you want a two-shot, it's about 20, so there you go. Probe is with his army, could throw down a pylon. It's actually gonna go back, so there's the Prism, and that's gonna be enough. He's just gonna push the issue now. He does not have a Forge. He's just gonna throw in Adept, Mass Adept 24, so now we can two-shot Archons, remember. There is one Archon. There's no Disruptor. There's a nice force field cluster though here to catch a bunch of these Adepts, and the Shades are kind of staggered. Units coming from behind, he needed to cancel the Shades that went forward. There's one Adept that kind of made it weirdly into the main. This attack is going pretty well for Hero, I want to say, but these Immortals are definitely a big of an issue. And all of the Zealot frontline has already been decimated. There were only 9 Zealots though, so of course they will die to 23 Adepts. Now, can Hero make this work? He needs to snipe these Immortals, and then basically this army is gonna be only fodder left here. The Prism is gonna go down. No extra micro, no reinforcement anymore, and we see 1,000 minerals in the bank for Nice while he GG's out of the game. And that's basically that warp in that he missed out on that last engagement where the Prism got sniped. So yeah, pretty good defense there by Hero, but really cool idea by Nice. Pretty all in though. I didn't check the actual worker count, but he must have been quite far behind. But that looked really good. I want to say Nice really put out a very cool game there, I want to say. Adept, Immortal all in, 4 Immortals, 1 more Prism, 24 Adepts, a bunch of Blink Stalkers. He went Blink Stalkers, so he went kind of the weird route. You don't expect this, and that's where it comes in. And he had a bunch of gates, so he could throw in a lot of Adepts very fast. They're quite cheap, remember? Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Alright. Let's head into the next game. Of course, Hero is so good, so yeah, he holds that just like nothing. The clutch force fields on the Ram, man, those were amazing from this guy here. And unfortunately, Nice Down 1-0 in the series. But as people said before me, this matchup, it's a little bit of a clown fiesta, so you never know what you'll get. And sometimes your average gold strategy is stronger than your highest gem. And you just need the perfect execution. Especially in this matchup, it feels like sometimes worse players, if they have quite good macro, can still beat better players. Like sometimes it just comes down to the micro, sometimes it just comes down to the macro. We have a lot of like top tier micro players in low leagues, you know. Who just can't macro correctly, and then there's the other side as well, people who have like the sloppiest micro but they have insanely good macro. They usually are like in the higher masters, but they'll take engagements which is totally weird and strange. But sometimes those people can have a kind of off timings, and those off timings, the higher you get, the more they catch you off guard. Now Nice is throwing down finally his second pylon somewhere outside of the base, so he's gonna proxy something. This looks like a DT proxy to me, if I had to guess. It could just be a blink, of course, but kind of... Oh, whoa! It's like the furthest robo. Oh, that's interesting. So this might just be for a prism. That's weird. Why would you put it down there? I mean, it's definitely not gonna get scouted. Is he just gonna pull like 3 immortals and go? This is gonna be so strange. It's like the furthest point you could imagine on the map, really, from the main base of Hero. Except for his own base. And Hero might even just scout it. Oh no, he's throwing down a pylon in close proximity here. You can see we can fit this in one screen. It's down here and up there. Oh, if Nice sees this, he finds the probe. If he reacts, he sees the probe. He sees the probe, he's gonna catch the probe. And he might just go into the direction. Finding that pylon would be huge. It's so... Oh my god, no, Nice. It's so close. He's preoccupied. He lost the probe here in top right to the Stalker. So he does not find the proxy from Hero. But it is only a pylon. Of course you can utilize this, but that's gonna be slow warp-ins. And Hero's gonna have his own robo, but it's gonna be slower. So we'll see the Warp Prism, what is it gonna do? It's just gonna grab the 2 adepts. This could just be the off timing that I was talking about. And that one moment where Hero might just be a little bit too weak. Oh, he could also catch a few of the Stalkers. If he only grabs 2, then he has the higher firepower here, and there's no way Hero can win this fight. So he loses the first Stalker. The second one gets healed from the shield battery. That's just a disaster already for Hero. And now he can't even push up with the next 2. He needs to be careful. If there is an overcharge on the sentry, he can catch the other ones as well. The adepts are inside the main, they're starting to kill some probes. He needs to focus fire though. He's gonna keep them a little bit more safe. He's gonna transport them into the Warp Prism again, and the Stalkers are trying to catch it, but Hero definitely underestimating here the power of Nice. And yeah, there's the Mortal just walking slowly. So there's no entrance, and I think he saw that. Yeah, so I'm not sure why he shaded those guys. He's gonna shade them back. He's gonna just drop the Immortal, I guess. He just wants units at home right now. He's throwing down a Stargate now. Now there we go. That's a proper one base play. That's some proper one base play. And then he's gonna throw down another force field. He will not block off the Stalkers. He's gonna warp in one additional Stalker and try to fight this. And he does force the recall. But this also means that his Immortal and Warp Prism is a little bit under threat here. He needs to be careful. Still, does not lose those. He has a second Immortal now, but like a half HP Prism is also a little bit scary always. We try and fight with that. And there's 2 Immortals here from Hero. So Hero is keeping up. But he has been not finding the engages that he's been looking for here, honestly. And there's a little bit of a blind spot, so... Oh man, that Prism is so aggressive, it's insane. So he just goes for probes, he doesn't kill one because there's a shield battery, of course. The Mortals don't deal enough damage to probes to just one tap them. You need 2 shoot at once, exactly, if there's a battery. Now, Nexus, he goes into Void Ray defense. And he doesn't even have his cybernetics core powered, so if he wanted to, he couldn't even get in +1 if he ever wants to do that. So these prisms actually don't see each other because their vision is so bad. But this is so crazy. Now he decides to focus down. Oh, he left with the Immortals and he has no recall. Man, nice. You could have probably traded a little bit better there, I feel like. He catches the Adepts in between the shield battery and the force field. Very nicely done. Oh, Nice is on fire in this game. He's been looking really good, and I feel like he is edging out tiny leads here for himself. If he does not lose his Immortals here in the sky, and if he does not lose to this counterattack, he's gonna have that expansion up now, and he will propel himself ahead. And he has the Void Rage chases down. Can he get it? He will get the prism, but he does not get the Immortals. Or does he? There's no recall, remember. It's still on cooldown, as we can see here. And the Void Ray is gonna chase down Immortals. And the Immortals are actually slower than the Void Ray. So the Immortals, 2 of them go down like that. There's no saving grace there for the last Immortal. What a play from Nice. Hero feels like he needs to do something. He lost his tech. He lost his advantage. He lost his army basically, and then everything is this 10 Stalkers with no blink. Can he make it work against 2 Immortals, 3 shield batteries, a Void Ray, and a bunch of gateway units with Guardian Shield and Force Fields? I don't think so. He has 1 Immortal left in the mix with Nice. What a crazy game. The clutch Void Ray. I love to see it. What a crazy game. Wow, takes a map of Hero in the PvP. That's quite the feat. Sometimes you just need the right amount of crazy to win, to punch above your weight, right? What a game, what a game. Really lovely stuff. And I think that's why all of the Protoss players are so afraid of PvP right now, because they feel like they should be better than their opponent, but then the opponent can just do something really crazy and win. And it doesn't feel like you have any way of preventing that. And that's why PvP is in such a kind of state that a lot of Protoss players are just afraid of it. So let's hop into the next one. Top right, it's Hero. Bottom left, it's Nice. Yeah, really nice cancel as well on the beam. Okay, so both players have been playing. The whole map rotation was without any high ground, and this one also does not provide a high ground. So those maps have been vetoed. That indicates that people kind of want to be aggressive here. There's Zest, by the way, if you remember this guy. He used to be the best. Honestly, like, Zest is probably the most successful Protoss champion. And just if you think about championships, I think he has 3 GSLs or something. Maybe. And pretty good ones, like when he won GSLs, those were still like the actual GSLs. So yeah, he's definitely a very grand Protoss champion. An optimizer, Zest. He took builds from other people and he optimized them to a point where they're seemingly unbeatable. Insanely good micro. Really good. Sometimes he had the bank of Zest, and that was a little bit weird, especially in PvP. You would see that from time to time, but in the end it would always kind of... His micro was so good that his bank would just be like the bonus that he got from it, and then he could just remake when they had an even trade eventually. Way more than his opponent, because he didn't use any money before it. The probe comes in, but weird timing here. He's just gonna double check for the second pylon. He sees it's at home, so he knows there's no proxy, at least as of yet. Does he find the third? I don't think he did see the third pylon, so still needs to be careful. There's just gonna be a double scout here from Nice as well, but he will see this Nexus already been done. He's gonna be a little bit unhappy because Hero, he went one gate expand. So he just goes into a Stalker. He skips a lot of his, yeah, a lot of his early strength. And now Nice has to go across the map. He's thrown down a Nexus to catch up. But Hero is going into that Oracle. This is a little bit of that Max Packs magic. If he goes into a, well, Void Ray afterwards, it would be amazing, but he doesn't. So, oh, the Oracle is seen, and Nice is like, oh man, do I need to turn around? I guess I do. But the Oracle just chills here. Now we're gonna see the double Oracle come across here. And we'll have to see how that does. There's a bunch of Stalkers waiting, there's a bunch of Sentries waiting, and he has so many probes actually. He never stopped probe production, so he immediately goes, he didn't transfer them. He immediately goes and tries to hit the Oracles, but he only peels off the shields, so this is still a good advantage for Hero. Look at this Nexus, it's already fully mining. Fully operational, and Nice, he's like, alright, let's try to do something about this. We need to proxy 2 pylons in the north and 2 gateways. And we need to split them up, because it's nice to do that. Because the first one is gonna get found, and then you think, hey... surely that's your proxy, right? So he'll have another one behind us. Can he make this work? Can he make this work? Oh, the stasis traps though! The first one catches 3 Stalkers. If Hero can kill these units, it's basically gonna be game. But he will let them live. There's a second probe, like some of the hallucinations here to run into the stasis traps, and he does get the next one off as well. I want to see if the timer runs low from the hallucination or if it actually freezes as well. I think it runs low, yeah. This is 21 stasis trap, and yeah, so the timer runs further from the probes, and he sends the extra probe. It's kind of funny. So now we have the Oracles doing stuff in the main base because all of the units are in the front. He will lose 1 Oracle here, but he does keep 1 back in the main base, and he catches 7 probes. This proxy is still alive, by the way. It was never killed. And Hero's just walking across the map right now with his own army. What is gonna happen here? Are they gonna base trade? So both armies are kind of aggressively postured here right now. We do have a Forge coming online for Hero, but actually the army size is quite similar. The probe size is pretty different though. It's 30 to 50. That's an insane advantage here for Hero. He does have a probe. He might just want to throw down anything over here, like a pylon or something. And both players are gonna start their base trade now. But Hero accidentally brought a probe, so he's already in a position where he could throw down a Nexus if he saves the money. Oh, I don't know what you guys are doing here. That's not how you want to spend 400 minerals. So now all of the probes come to fight. Hero has the money for a Nexus. That's a very important moment here. He's still mining somewhere, I guess from the natural. Yeah, there's a lot of money being made there. Yeah, still there. And he will finish off his opponent first, I want to say. Yeah, so most of the money is actually gone. For Nice, Hero is still mining very well over here. He does lose the 3rd base, and he will try to kill off the proxies here. He will kill the Nexi first, and this one he could recall. Oh no, he doesn't have to recall. Okay, so he will lose some probes now. Does he still have that one across the map? He does, and he perfectly has enough money for a Nexus. He does build a pylon though, So he wants to go for some warp-ins. He still has a lot of free warp-in space, but he does not know exactly where his opponent's buildings are. He will lose most of his probes. He could just go back what he's actually doing, and he could just defend his natural and his main base, and then he's gonna be fine. That's basically all he needs to do. He catches a bunch of the Stalkers here in transition. He does not have the Oracle left over, so there's no more stasis traps. But that's a weird Stalker fight here. Hero could reinforce possibly though. He has a potential warp-in round, but that's only one Stalker. There's a bunch of Zealots behind that. He does not have the gas income right now. Should probably start to make some probes here. I wonder where the others are. There's like 4 probes. And yeah, Nice is just gonna GG with the next engagement here. He was kind of caught there trying to go up that high ground. What a crazy game. What a crazy game. Really well done here. Boop. Yeah, well, thanks so much for the follow. Really well done here. Okay, so that was quite refreshing here. PvP between Hero and Nice. Next we're gonna throw to Björn and Creator, a PvT here. I was just looking at this at Zest. You know, he retired in 2022, that's about 4 years ago at this point, so it's been a while. But what he did retire off to is quite impressive. He did win the Super Tournament and then he retired. That's quite crazy, right? You're kind of like championship qualifier, and then you say, alright, it's time to go. You're such a chat. You would. Oh boy. There you go. Here is pretty cool, yeah. In the top right we have Björn this time though, and there's a different Protoss, it's Creator. Yeah, so checking out here Zest's championship qualifier, it's quite impressive to see that. Kind of his first championship was probably one of the most highest value GSLs, I want to say. 2014, that's 12 years ago. That GSL Place 1 had a $66,000 Place 1 finish only. So it had like a, I don't know, 200,000 prize pool or something really big. Or 150 or something, I don't know. But yeah, he won that one. So very nicely done. Then he wins another GSL Global Championship. I'm not exactly sure what that was. Oh, that might have been... Yeah, I don't know, but that's only 7,000, so that's like a little bit of a different one. It's in the same month, so yeah. Then second at an IEM, then he wins a Kesper Cup 2014 for another 30k. He won an IEM, he's a world champion of course, he won an IEM, oh no, it wasn't the world championship I guess at that point. He just won the IEM in Katowice, right? I guess he also won it while it was the World Championship, so... He wins there 70k, then he wins another GSL Code S for another 33k. So yeah, he has a bunch of really good championships, and then the list goes on and on. It's a bunch of home story cups as well, some S tiers, some A tiers. In between there, another round of 3 in the GSL Code S, or round of 4. Another second place at an IEM. He lost to Rogue, if you remember. That's one of Rogue's wins. This guy is probably the most successful. If he would still be playing till today, he would probably be the most successful player from all the StarCraft Protoss players. He would be the most successful Protoss. By the way, we've got an interesting opening here. He went into one Reaper, into the Reactor, and then another double Reaper behind this. Björn kind of faking his opponent maybe a little bit here. Thinking that there might not be that double Reaper and 2 Hellion probe. But it's exactly what we're gonna see. Just hits at a tiny bit of a different timing. We have the Twilight finished up, should start his blink. Got the money, there we go. And he's very unit light, he only has 2 adepts in 1 Stalker, and that's usually when you want to try to snowball this as the Terran. You know, the Protoss has 3 units and he needs to guard 2 entrances, or 2 places. How is he gonna do that? So, the idea is gonna be like, well, if he's all in once, you just try to run past. Maybe you can get a bunch of probes. There's a shield battery, of course, to help out with this. He will lose the first... Oh no, he does not kill that Reaper fast enough. And the damage is starting to amount here. We already have 6 killed probes. That's a pretty good opening here for Bjorn already. 8 probes. That's way more than you ever wish to get. You're very happy if you sacrifice these units for like about 4 to 5 probes. But 9, that's kind of game-ending damage. We are even right now in the worker count, and it means these 2 mules, which are basically giving you about 300 minerals during their 60-second lifespan. They're just on top of that for Bjorn, so the income advantage is gonna be huge in a moment here. A double Widowmine just randomly out in front. So he's got to pick those up now, but that could have been quite the nasty trap here. That's not where you expect those things to sit, because there's nothing really to cover, you know, for them. Now, this is gonna be at least seen quite nicely here from Creator. Can he make this defense happen? He's gonna lose... Oh, only 1. That was some very nice micro there on the probes last second. So he will only lose 2 probes for 2 Widowmines and the medevac. That's a good follow-up here. This defense was very good. He does lose a bunch of mining time, of course, though, which is never really what you're looking for here, but especially after losing 9 probes. Can he come back into this game? This would definitely be one of the defensive moments where you think, hey, there's a possibility. So let's see what he can do here, and what Bjorn is actually going to do as well. Bjorn is going into a fast Viking. He has a Raven already, and that Viking is going to be quite useful in pushing back this War Prism. What an unusual build. And he already is on the stim production here. So there's your Stalkers. He needs to repair that stim. He needs to pull some boys. He needs to repair that stim. It's in a little bit of a weird position. I think you can only fit 2 SCVs. 3 SCVs do fit. So that's going to be enough to keep that alive. He needs to pull his Marines. He doesn't really want to lose them, but he needs to use them right now. And yeah, he manages to do so. You know, Vikings... I guess the Viking could have been chasing this thing, but he's kind of just lazy, chilling at home. We have 2 tanks, and now we're gonna go into full-on bioproduction. Already going with Marauders here. So Bjorn wants to play a fast push with Stim +1 and combat shields. A bunch of Marauders, 2 tanks, and maybe 2 to 4 medevacs. We'll have to wait and see. I think it should be maybe 4 if he has the production for it. I guess comes a little bit down to the gas spending. It should be fine though for him. He already has the upgrades he needs in production. So yeah, let's see what Creator can do against this. He's trying to get into charge. That's gonna finish for that timing attack Bjorn once hit. And he does throw down 5 additional gateways. So making him 8 gateway man. And he does have constant immortal production. It's gonna be very helpful against the Marauders, of course. And in total it's just a solid unit. Charge. No upgrades though, no forge, no damage upgrades, nothing for him. So there's gonna be that +1 advantage. We also of course have the factory on the reactor with that extra production. But yeah, Bjorn is not really hitting that timing I was thinking with the 4 medevacs. He's just going into the double medevac aggression with this, trying to poke the 3rd, and he throws down his own 3rd base. Now this 3rd was quite fast, and that's gonna be paying off here for Creator if he can defend this push. And I think he can. He scouts this, maybe a little bit late, but he should have the production to kind of intercept this and just get enough units out. Oh, that's some nice force fields here, and the Zealot charge throwing so much friendly fire there from the siege tanks. That was really well done here by Creator. What a cute engage. Lovely to see. Very well executed, and Bjorn a tiny bit too much forward, completely gets smacked down here and needs to kind of pull back. Well, he does get a little bit of harassment damage with that Raven, throwing down 1 auto turret, or I guess a second one. And yeah, now he has the opportunity to go into the forge, to go into the Robo Bay. He even throws down the 4th base, maybe a tiny bit greedy, needs to be a little bit careful not to overestimate his position. He was down quite far in the early game here. But this is looking good for Creator, man. It's just pushing across the map. He has so many force fields, so much sentry energy was stacked up in these 4 sentries. It's insane. Already the first ghosts on the way here for Byan. He's transitioning into a more complex army with this. He has his 3rd base finally on location, starting to mine, but we see the 4th is already halfway done here for Creator, so that's definitely going to be a little bit of an issue here for Byan. Is he going to drop the auto turret over here or something now? Trying to do some stalker harassment, does not find the medevac kill there, unfortunately. And the Raven is kind of hovering in this dead airspace here for now. There's gonna be that. I like these depots. They're kind of just in the way. They will sometimes eat up a zealot charge. And that's all you need. It's 100 minerals. It's basically the cost of a zealot or 2 marines. It does not cost supply, it does provide supply. And it will help you in these fights against the zealots, of course. Oh, there we see the double turret here. Sorry, guys. It's actually gonna do a lot of damage. 5 probes, but yeah. Of course, it doesn't really matter because... Well, what are 5 of 70, right? And you can make 4 at once, so it's like 1 production cycle. Some nice free damage, though. 4th command center for Byan on the way. This could be a long one here. We see the additional barracks go up. He's already with that armory here, going into +2. Where's the 2nd engineering bay though? There it is. Starts the +2 armor as well. Ghost Academy should probably start to work on that cloak for the Ghost. You always eventually want to get that one. But he will opt to go into the 2nd starport first here on that 2nd reactor he used for some Widowmine production. He still has those double Vikings, and the Colossus are not done yet. So, oh, I guess there's already 2 out, so maybe he's a little bit behind. He went into the Ghosts first, but that's a gamble that didn't pay off. Of course, Ghosts are pretty good still against any Protoss units, but there's no Templar, so their actual counter is not there. And remember, they do take bonus damage now from the Colossi because they are light units. And you will see more than not that a Colossus in just the last swoop before the Protoss army retreats will just kill a bunch of Ghosts. And there we see the 4 Vikings at once, +1 ship weapons as well. And already Vikings flying with the army here. Byan is going to push forward. He's going to secure the forward base here. That's actually a very close base to kind of keep rotating. So you have this area, this area, this area. It's like a very easy place to kind of be in between and still be able to defend your entrances. But he still needs to kind of kill those Colossi before he can actually fight this army. A bunch of SCVs getting there interrupted there. He still has a Marine who's shooting at the 4th base. There's nothing really happening. It's gonna be a nice Widowmine shot here on top of these Zealots. SCVs, I don't think you want to pull them into too many of the Colossi. Is he gonna kill that one? You don't really want to pull SCVs into Colossi Archon here. That's not gonna work beyond... Now, can he win this defensive fight though? He kind of needs to get rid of the Colossi. They're just standing strong. They're still here. The Bio army does survive, but 33 SCVs go down. Oh no! Please keep on shooting. The F2. It pulls back. That could have been a comeback, man. The comeback Marine. So 2-2 is going to be finished up here for this next fight. That's definitely going to be nice here for Byan. But yeah, as I say, once he has the Vikings in the air and can get rid of these Colossi, that's gonna be all he needs to do. He has 4 command centers, so even if he loses 30 SCVs, he can definitely reproduce them if he wants to. Gonna be a little bit of a pacing advantage here maybe for Creator, but if he had that 1 Marine and the Raven just kill this base, that would have been all he needs to do. It could have been a hero, now it's like a random Marine in the army. There's a fine turret over here to intercept War Prisms. And there's 1 Colossi in this army. So this army is very AoE light right now. The Creator's just trying to play the gateway man here. 10 gates, 5 Nexi, and high upgrades. He will kill the factory. I'm not really sure how much you need this production facility anymore, but Not too much. Oh, that's gonna be a nice armor shred here on top of this army. Can Bjorn take this fight though efficiently enough? It feels like there's not too many things going wrong in this fight right now. For our Terran player, he needs to kill that last Archon and then he's kind of gonna shred through the rest of the army. It feels like he's starting to run out of units a little bit. If he could kill the War Prism, that would be all he needs to do. Oh, the War Prism runs into the turret. No, it doesn't. It sees the turret, turns around. But he still does survive. He has a couple of CVs here, which were pulled into the fight, just hanging about. But you see, he killed like 30 to 40 SCVs, but Bjorn is just rising in SCV count. He's not really dropping. So this 4 command center setup is just enough. It's just enough to keep up the production. He needs soon to go out and take a 5th base though, because he's just running low on the minerals that he can actually mine from these locations. Like, these bases are very healthy of course, but this one's about to dry up and this one is extremely dry. There's basically only one patch with 100 minerals left. No, can he catch these stalkers? If he can tag all of them, it's gonna be nice. One Marauder trying to go for it. Creator really went out of his way and took the north expansion. I don't think it's a moment where he can really be comfortably on the map beyond here, but the EMPs are really good and he kind of manages to snack through this army because there's no front line, there's no zealots with this. Will dismantle the Colossi. Finally the front line comes. They will probably send out to harass here, or they just reinforced at the worst moment on time. And Bjorn will try to snipe as many units as he can on his way back, and finally the prism goes down. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this moment basically since the prism was born. What a moment. Finally the Vikings come over and kill that prism. Now that's a moment where you're like, man, that was really bad because the charge is used up. You saw those zealots kind of flinching a move forward, and that was enough to use the charge already. But of course, Creator, so he needs to wait for that cooldown to be ready again. And Bjorn never went into the +3 attack because there was so much pressure, so he's gonna be quite far behind in upgrades here for a while. Can he manage to hold on? Creator's pressure is really strong here, mounting more and more. We don't see enough reinforcements coming in. There's a good bank for Bjorn, but he's just not being able to spend that one. He doesn't have the constant production, or he doesn't have enough barracks maybe. Not really sure. Maybe he just loses his army too fast, so he can't really keep up the production. He's making more medevacs. He has 9 medevacs already. I'm not sure if you need more medevacs. Maybe a bunch of liberators would be quite helpful in this situation here. Kind of anchor your position, find something to keep on being strong in a place here. He's been just playing Marauder, Ghost, Marine so far. A lot of medevacs, a bunch of Vikings of course, snipe those Colossi, but after Colossus are dead, he's always going back into the medevacs. He loses the Vikings. And now we have 20 zealots coming in here for the charge. There's not enough bio to really keep this place alive, it feels like. Bjorn is trying his damnedest, but if he had like a bunker or 2 or something to kind of bolster this defensive line, would be amazing. So far he's kind of utilizing these both command centers to kind of draw some of the fights, but 3 Colossi now in this place. Is it gonna be a little bit too much here for Bjorn to handle? The SCVs are getting stuck there on top of those zealots, and yeah, the Colossus shreds through all of this. It started really good for Bjorn, yeah. He killed 9 probes with his 3 Reaper 2 Hellions. That's definitely more than you're looking for usually. And usually you're trying to draw even with your opponent, but he definitely pulled ahead in that moment. And yeah, if he had like that timing attack afterwards, if it would have been a little bit more committed to, I feel like imagine he brings that with 4 medevacs and maybe keeps up on tank production and goes up to like 3 or 4 tanks. Maybe brings like a few SCVs, he can definitely kill the 3rd, right? Of course it also comes down to the engagement. He was really shredded by those force fields there. And it feels like his hot pickup was a little bit too slow. Oh, what a nice game though from Creator, it feels like. Like after that initial mistake on the defense, everything went so smooth for him. Every gamble paid off, and it just looked like this last map was made for Creator. Now he's up 1-0 in this best of 3. In the bottom right we have Bjorn. top left, it is our Protoss player creator. So far so good. Waiting for the Protoss. Hail the brother with Psyblades. Oh, I guess there was a pause in this game. Gun is going for an early SCV. This is most likely for an eBay block. And he wants to be there when the probe doesn't see him, but yeah. This is the worst moment, unfortunately. He still throws down the eBay, but I doubt he's gonna get more than 300 HP on this one. Not even, yeah. Already needs to abandon this. Only 200 HP. And remember, the buildings do take full damage when they're in construction, so the armor value only gets applied after the building is finished. And there it goes. Like, it literally didn't... It only, I guess, denied 3 probes from mining, right? That's basically what you do, but you invest 28 minerals or something into that. 29 or so. Maybe it's 31 even, yeah. I don't think... I don't know if it's really worth it. Maybe it is. What is it, like 2 trips from these probes, which are 5 minerals, so that's like... I guess 3 probes, 30. Yeah, maybe it's 3 trips. It's like very, very slim. It's like 10 minerals or so advantage. If it gets found as early as this. But of course you had to calculate your own SCV, so I don't know. It does really even... I feel like it's a good moment for Creator here. That he found it so fast. And we do see this game a bunker at home here for Bjorn. I mean, he had one in the last game as well, but... I guess he never really kind of put up any static D at the other bases, so he just kept fighting with his spy units there. I guess, like... It's a little bit difficult to say, right? Are bunkers really worth it? Usually they're not, because you cannot reposition. And if you don't really have siege tanks in conjunction with bunkers, they just don't do that much for you. Because the Protoss will just push on top of the bunker and will just kind of snipe it. Because the Terran army will always fall back a little bit. Because it wants to kite the zealots, it wants to wait for the charge, but if the bunker just, like, the charge never happens and the bunker just gets shot down. Well, this is an interesting opening here. That's a TVZ opening from Bjorn. He's just playing this in a different matchup. 3 CCs, triple barracks. So no tanks. Or no medevacs. There's the engineering bay. So he wants to go for a massive amount of bio units with a big firepower advantage on stim and +1 as fast as he can, while he still has that triple CC pumping out a lot of SCVs. It's basically a mineral game from him. Going with 1 gas for now. I didn't expect to see this to change too soon here. But of course Marines are quite cheap, so he's gonna keep on producing a bunch of Marines for now. There's the +1, there's the second gas after the +1 starts. And then we'll probably see a transition into some more tech units. He could throw down... Oh, no, he still needs the combat shields, of course. So yeah, he's gonna throw down that second tech lab, and there's the factory. Reaper's getting chased by these stalkers. Oh, he does see them. And Creator has no idea. He has a 4-gate blink though. Is this gonna work out? We're gonna wait and we have to wait and see, but this has been fully identified, it feels like, by Bjorn. He knows what's up. He's throwing down a second bunker right now. Just behind his first one. He's gonna go out and greet and meet these stalkers here. on that high ground, so he will put a little bit of damage on one of them. He can snipe the first one there, even though it has blink. He does lose one marine, a second marine for that. And there is gonna be high ground vision here very soon. There's an adept with a shade, and there's also the prism. The first bunker is gonna fall, but the second bunker was there, so he immediately evacuates all of the marines into that one. Creator just ignores it. I don't think that's the right move to do. He tries to snipe as many bio units as he can do. Backup hunt is so funny. Yeah, that looked really good. And we do see a drop on the supply depot here. The marines in the bunker have been stimmed. The second bunker, a third bunker, excuse me, is been thrown down. Wow. And Bjorn with the stim is pushing back, but he does only have, that's a one-trick pony. He does not have a starport. He does not have any medevacs yet. Might just want to do, I guess he's gonna float it over, but he stims the second time. Can he make this work? If he can snipe the prism. Ooh, he does do so. He will lose most of this bioforce though. Yeah, probably all of these units. No combat shields in this fight. Some SCVs have been pulled off the line. The bunker is done, but it's not filled up. He has so many excess SCVs, so he can repair the bunker. Oh no! Oh god, it still stays alive. It stays alive. It stays alive. Whoa. No high ground vision, no warp ins. He never remade that warp prism fast enough, so it's so far away. He's actually abandoning this, going into a third nexus here. He's going into a robo. This attack kind of fell flat, and there's an advantage for Bjorn in the way that he's still even or ahead in SCVs. He still has that third already done. He can always float it over once this pressure is done. And he has the tech advantage. There's only Blink and Blink Stalkers against a full-fledged Bioforce with Stim, Combat Shield soon to be concussive. They're gonna have the first medevacs in a moment. They have their +1 already done. So kind of Bjorn gets away with his build, with his super greedy build. And he will float over the 3rd CC now. There was some crazy pressure. There was basically an all-in from Creator, and he did do enough damage so he can try to transition out of this. But I feel like, yeah, losing the Stalkers now, this could just end in a moment here. If Bjorn decides to go across the map, if he does catch this prism as well, he doesn't really have the units at home, so he needs to evacuate the SCVs. He has no supply depot finishing up, but he has a bunch of units which just rally down. Yeah, F2 back home here. He's already making a couple of Vikings. Finally, that triple mule, that's 900 minerals coming in here in 60 seconds. But we do see the Colossi on the way, thermal lands on the way, a bunch of shield batteries, pylons going up as well here, more and more zealots being warped in. Production not so hot though for Creator, only 7 gates on 3 bases is not really what you're looking for. And yeah, he's kind of playing a little bit afraid. Oh, if this prism goes down, yeah, I don't think you can recall this. Bam! That's a bunch of the units down the drain. Was a little bit too greedy hanging there around. Now he throws down a Dark Shrine. A Dark Shrine, ladies and gentlemen, in TVP. PVT, whatever you want to call it. There's gonna be +1 on the way here for Bjorn. He has his extra barracks finished up. He has the Ghost Academy finished up. Next step is gonna be either a 4th base or his 2-2 first. Probably will go into that armory. I spoke too soon. It's gonna be the 1st base actually. Sorry, the 4th base, not the 1st base. What the hell? First base, there we go. You could cancel the 4th from Creator quite easily. And you could catch some Stalkers. If Creator's not careful, it does still survive. There's also the armory and the extra engineering bay coming online here. So everything in a nice timely manner here for Bjorn. Bjorn again looks quite nice in this game. But he looked very far ahead in the early game. In that last game as well, on the last map. This time it feels like though the tempo out of the boat here for Creator is really, you know, thrown overboard. Because man, this tempo is not as close, not near close to where it was last game. He's far behind in bases, far behind in economy. He kind of took a leap of faith in the last game where he just had that one insanely good engagement. While he has a 3rd base and a 4th base under construction. And that third base was really, really fast. So you know, he just kind of tried that. But now we do have DTs. There's already impes OCU with these. There's a turret here in the natural, so we will see this DT already. He's gonna snipe this one. That's an easy, yeah. 3 SCVs for 2 DTs. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Also the upgrade advantage is gonna be +1 against 2-2 here. Eventually. I guess he'll probably, if he keeps on producing and chrono boosting +2, he might have that. Yeah, he's immediately noticing that and doing that. He's trying to do again the aggressive expanding pattern here, but it feels a little bit more difficult on this map because he's kind of stretching himself so far from all of his other positions. Oh, and he needs to be careful with these stalkers always. Always a little bit afraid. Those pop so easily once they just walk into a full bio army. Maxed out at this point. Bjorn is pushing. He says is enough. We need to show you the might of the Terran. And then we'll go back again. But he has his 4th base set up and running himself. He's gonna throw down a 5th command center. Very nice pacing. He needs a few more medivacs, it feels like. Only 3 medivacs with this army. 1 got sniped down here. He only has 5 medivacs. A couple should be reinforcing here. There they are. And there is your Vikings trying to work on these Colossi. There's a couple of disruptors, but they don't hit the mark. They're actually not firing here. Not sure what Creator is controlling, but definitely not the disruptors. And oh, that was almost almost a money shot. But yeah, the Vikings killed all of the Colossi, so all of the AoE is done. He has 1 more disruptor to try to hit the money. He does hit 1 Marauder. That's not really what he's looking for. And in the end, this army is just a little bit too flimsy for Creator. Too much firepower from Bjorn. Pushing through. Finally getting some Terran justice. GG. Best of 3, let's go. Yeah, indeed. 1-1. So far, so lucky today. So, let's check this out here. In the top left, it is Bjorn. And I don't know where he actually is going here. I guess he wants a proxy. A barracks. Yep. There's gonna be a proxy barracks. I guess. What's that red liquid, you're wondering? I'll show you after this map. No! He sees the SCV, he saw the SCV, he saw the SCV. Did he see it? Did he see it? I think he saw it. He's kind of looking for it. Kind of. Maybe he's just waiting. Oh, he's bringing a second probe. I think he exactly knows what's going on. He saw the SCV. He's like, you little crafty son of a bee. Look at that. Creator. Finding that barracks. And Bjorn is like, no. Why? Because you moved into the frickin' pylon range. Oh boy. Oh no. He makes an engineering bay to try to block off the probes, but he has 1 inside. Oh, it's a disaster. Bjorn, and he loses it, and he's like, what? You cheater. I don't know. I don't know what he's saying. And he's like not playing the game right now. I don't think he's gonna... GG. How did he know? Okay, so the red liquid is... It's of course the blood from the fallen people. This is the red liquid. It's Fanta grape. Wow. What a game. What a fizzy wine, yeah? Exactly. What a game to end that series. Alright. One tiny moment. I'm gonna be right back in like half a minute. Alright, with the Terran music, it's time to go into TVT here. And that's the one I really wanted to see. The Terran Cure in the bottom left, playing Form T Liquid, of course. And in the top right, we have, I think, a currently teamless Gumiho. He was employed by Cloud9 for a while, and I think he's a free agent at this point. We can double check that. Of course, also a GSL champion. I think both players are. Gumiho. Oh, he was playing for... Oh, Seoul Esports, of course. So there you go. There's the barracks and the double reactor, so it's gonna be a technical opening here from both players, of course, as is kind of standard in TVT here. Gumiho, if you remember, he was the guy who kind of had a booth collapse on his face while he was playing a televised match in Korea. That's like way back. And then he went into the military and he came back and he had like a TVP season, I think, and he won the GSL of that, which was still a very good GSL at that point. And he actually has, like, last year, before we went into the Esports World Cup, he had 2 round of 4s in GSL. So pretty solid performance actually last year in GSL alone, but the rest was not really, the international competition hasn't really been paying off for him. 2014 he had a couple of Home Story Cup wins, so that was really when he was like internationally peaking again a little bit. 23 he had like a good second place to Solar in GSL, then he had a round of 4 in GSL as well. 2020 I also had a round of 4 in GSL. It's pretty solid actually overall performance, a lot of round of 4s in GSLs. But well, only 1 win I think. Well, yeah, Gumiho is like the creative Terran in any matchup. He has the most weird random unit compositions and he has the insane crazy tactics. So he will already go for the 4 Reaper opening here. With Hellions. Is he going up to 6 Reapers? He's not making Cyclones, remember. So he's making a bunch of Reapers. The funny thing is, if you have enough Reapers, you can snowball against Cyclones. Because they are too slow with their DPS. Even they can possibly kite away, they're not fast away to get away from the Reapers. And he just walks up, he just shoots down the SCV that's making the command center because there's only 2 Marines in the bunker. He goes up the ramp, there's a Cyclone coming. He will shoot down another SCV making a starport here. And he will just evacuate with the Reapers. If he can get these out, that's kind of all he needs to do. Oh, one does fall. That's unfortunately, the second one is gonna also die to the Marines here. He does not get out. There was an escape path, but he does not use that one. Now there's also a Reaper inside of the base of Gumiho. And he will lose 1 SCV. And the second one. And he has a bunch of Marines. Maybe he can catch this guy. No. Maybe you can still catch him. Yes. That's definitely going to be a little bit of confusement here for Kyo, but it's kind of making this work. The Cyclone is just picking off the Reapers 1 by 1. That's not how you want to try to snowball this. If you have a 4-to-1 situation, it's definitely where you can make some magic work. But yeah, Cyclone locks onto the Hellion, kind of the worst possible target there. Now there's your Medivac with a tank pushing. A tank, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 2026 TVT with a tank in a Medivac. and a bunch of Marines. Some nice micro here, avoiding a lot of the death from his own units. I think he only lost 1 Marine in that engagement. He's trying to boost and get that Cyclone, but the tank unfortunately does not drop in range. Can the Hellion do the trick? No, the last shot does go on top of the tank. Would have probably not been enough to finish off the Cyclone anyways, yeah. A second tank coming across. What is this build, man? Gumi is just making tanks, Marines, and Medivacs out of a tech-labbed starport. That's when you know we're playing against Gumiho. Now, Kyo should just siege up. He's throwing down a 3rd command center. He's kind of in a good position, it feels like. He does not have the work elite, though. Remember, look at the worker count. We're in a tiny bit of elite here for Gumiho, so the macro has been really good, but the tech feels a little bit better for Kyo, right? With the Ravens coming online. But maybe Gumi is just pushing in here. We'll have to wait and see. He's gonna walk 1 Marine a little bit forward. He will be in the tank fire, but he can get healed up, so nothing permanent. There's the Raven, he sees the double tanks, and Gumiho, as he sees the Raven, is like, alright, we need to be careful, you could have interference matrix at any second, so we just want to move back here, join up our forces again, and keep on producing. Gumiho is going into mech, by the way, so there's a second factory coming on already. So, if you can preserve this tank count, that's all he cares about, and we do have bio from Kyo. Lovely to see here a mech play from our Gumiho. Throwing down a scan, is dropping out tanks, and 1 interference matrix was used on the medevac, which has 4 Marines, but 2 medevacs. The second medevac, it can still micro. Oh, he only picks up 1 tank though. Needs to evacuate, unfortunately, so he loses 2 tanks here. Does not really do too much damage, but he does delay that command center a little bit, which is okay. Losing 2 tanks for that, I don't think it's worth it, and yeah, definitely overestimating his powers a little bit. 1 medevac interference matrix, the other one almost shut down out of the sky. There's the Vikings finishing the job. Marines trying to shoot an auto turret. He's evacuating the Marines just because of muscle memory, but he should have just traded them out because he's not gonna have any upgrades for them anyway, so why are you keeping them alive now? He kind of recognizes, turns around, tries to shoot the Viking there. Air superiority going to Cure for the moment, but now Gumiho has more Vikings, so he needs to be careful. He's not really using scans that much. He's kind of using his units to spot a little bit more, which is interesting to see. And he's landing the Vikings. It's an interesting decision here. And yeah, Cure decides not to try his luck to push into this position here set up by Gumiho. And Gumiho is just picking up tanks and dropping tanks again. He's making tanks, Vikings, and that's it. And he's just dropping tanks into his opponent's face. Oh, he might get caught here, but who's getting caught by whom? So there's more Vikings here for... Oh god, yeah, this is a disaster of a game for Gumiho, I guess. He's GG'ing out. So he's like, nope, I can't take this anymore. I had too much fuzzy wine, so now I need to GG out of the game. Kyo does take the first one here in the series. Pretty well done by him. Very solid play. Manages to defend what he needs to do. Catches enough tanks, which were weirdly enough just dropped like that into his base. I mean, it's a little bit of a gift, really, by Gumiho. He needs to drop out these Marines first to get some fodder, some firepower up into that main base, but yeah. Drops down 2 tanks. Maybe if he picks them up immediately and just boosts out again or elevators out again, it feels like he has a good shot. Just keeping his map presence, but that didn't work out. Now let's see how this next map is gonna fare. It's gonna be a little bit of a different map. White Rabbit, we have Kyo in the top and Gumiho in the bottom. Gumiho is already going across the map. He says, I don't need the map to do anything for me if I can just proxy barracks inside of your map part. So that's what he's gonna do. The White Rabbit, of course, a little bit of a... I think it's a little bit of a terminology hinting to Matrix, of course, or Matrix, or whatever you want to call it, the movie series. You can also just like say, well, there was only one real good movie, I guess, and that's the one, Follow the White Rabbit. And that's of course Matrix #1. That's why this is all green. You have these kind of weird green Matrix codes floating. I think that's what they're supposed to be. Looks really cool. Double gas opening here for Kyo. So he should be equipped to deal with this. But how fast is this factory gonna be? If you can see this, it would be very nice, but he will only find out about this very late. And probably when there's already Reapers inside of his base. Oh, those two SCVs could meet here. I guess they won't. That's a little bit lucky for Gumiho, I have to say. So he will send back his SCVs to mine again. I think Kyo had the scout now. Yeah, he only sees this. He saw the SCV, I guess, come from behind. Now he finds the barracks. Oh, what's it gonna be? Ah, he could intercept this SCV on the way back. He doesn't get anything so far, man. Kyo is a little bit of a lucky guy. So he finishes off the factory. There's one low SCV in this mineral line as well. And there's one Reaper popping maybe at a bad moment actually for Kyo. Gets shut down there very easily. And if Gumiho can snowball this, sometimes that's all you need. So far he hasn't lost a Reaper, which is really key in this moment. And well, Kyo did indeed lose one. He's starting to lack these mobile units. Now he says, alright, I don't have the mobile units, I need to have the SCVs. He's throwing down a command center, and Gumiho is using the barracks for high ground vision, seeing the path is clear. Is this a path to victory or only a path to a supply depot? We'll have to wait and see here. There's enough units now for Kyo to push this back. He's still producing, by the way, from that one barracks which is still sitting here. It's kind of funny, man. It's such a Gumiho thing to do. He's like, alright, the vision is way more important right now than the production. Oh, he lands the barracks and he just... Come on, start making a Reaper from here. Oh, can he make this happen? So far so good, man. He's not really losing any Reapers. There's the first one getting shut down here. Can he steal that up? Can he steal that up? Oh, it's so close. It's so close. Yes! Now, if you're not careful, your units will auto-attack the add-on, and if it starts burning and you don't repair that yourself, you're gonna lose that add-on, actually. Oh my god, that's so funny. Gumiho, what a Chad. What a effing Chad. It would be like the most insane move if he makes just, what is it called? Concussive shells out of that instantly after it lands. What a move, and it's stolen back again. Oh, lovely stuff. Gumiho, the greatest of all. And he just throws down casually a third command center behind this. We have the third here on the way as well for Kyo, but he's like 3 command centers on one base right now, while the low ground commands is already working here for Gumiho. This is looking great. He still has 3 Reapers left over from the initial harassment. He only lost 3 Reapers in the barracks. He killed 3 SCVs and half an army here from his opponent, and he delayed the mining time so much. Look at that. That was the first advantage, but there we go. All of this is just a little bit too much here. And now he has a double cyclone following this up inside a dropship. There's only 1 cyclone. If he can catch the medivac, yeah. But if the Reapers come in at the same time, there's a few low SCVs here in the mineral line which could blown down easily. And Gumiho is just gonna harass the minerals. It's gonna pull out with a medivac, and now he comes in, shoots down the building command center SCV as well, and kills more SCV. 3 Reapers is a lot of DPS here against SCVs. It's so many that you can't really do anything about this. He's sniping the Cyclone! Oh no, he picks up too fast, or goes out of range or anything, I don't know. Now he kind of is committed here because the medivac is just so low. He needs to fight with the Cyclone versus the tank. If the tank ever catches him, oh, the boost. Can he make it out? Can he make it out? Ah, man, 10 HP. That would be 1 lock on and 1 shot from that Cyclone with 18 damage there, of course. Okay, calm down, calm down. 6 Reapers and 1 barracks have been lost. And on the other side it's been like this is just too much. It feels like 9 SCVs, 3 Hellions, 2 Reapers, 1 Marine, 900, about 1,000 resources to what is it, 700? So that's a 300 resource advantage. In addition to this, really? And the unit count is still kind of even. We have 2 Ravens to 1, 3 tanks to 2, 2 Cyclones to 1, 1 Medevac to a Hellion, and 11 Marines to 0. So there's a Marine advantage, but I think Gumiho is just going mech again, so he doesn't care about any Marines. He's already producing add-ons with his barracks, so he's gonna float this over, make probably a few Hellions into the mix here as well. Let's see what he's gonna throw down here, a reactor or a what is it called, the tech lab. And he will go into the more efficient composition while being on a command center lead. The only lead that he's gonna be behind, I guess, or only thing he's gonna be behind are the upgrades. The double armor is just halfway done, while we already have the first tier 1 upgrades here going down for Cure inside of these engineering bays. But he's playing Marine tank, he doesn't even have combat shields yet. And if he just runs into tank stimmed, he's gonna be one shot. Meanwhile, Gumiho is still using this double Cyclone to kind of deny Cure from going across the map. If he could snipe the Raven, Cure also recognizes this is basically his only money moment here, or money unit. And it's so stacked up on energy, it almost has 4. Oh no, they can't stack up to 4 anymore, of course. Okay, so he almost has like a full energy Raven here. So now there's gonna be a double drop. We do have Stim done, but there's already a tank line in place. There's 3 Ravens to drop auto turrets. There's kind of weird patrolling tanks. We do have... Oh, okay, that was a bit more swapperoo than I thought. And yeah, this is now finally seen here, visualized for Cure. There is actually a bunch of mech units, and Gumi is already nicely tighten up at home. Oh, the medevac! Can it get away? Yes. Man, nothing going well for Cure here. He can't catch a break. We still only have the first additional units being lost here for Gumiho. So Gumiho looking insanely well here. And yeah, him going into the better composition and swallowing up the map like this, it's probably gone. I expect to see a 5th command center very soon here from Gumiho. Just on keep on expanding. He has the planetary now. He has a double tank getting matrix, but he has 2 more tanks behind to cover those, so they're not gonna get shut down. And yeah, Cure can't really find anything here. He's gonna try to drop on top of these tanks here now. Let's see, the quick repairs are gonna be enough. No, but the rotation is gonna be well enough here to catch at least a bunch of these units on their way out. He does interference matrix these, so he can kind of kill those, but there's gonna be marine bombing here as well, because he pulled all of the Vikings. He's gonna lose 4 tanks here. I should have probably sieged them closer to the planetary. That would have made this impossible. But in the end, the planetary still kills enough of the Marines, so this force is just didn't get reinforced here. And is not gonna be strong enough to keep on pushing. And he skimped on the 2-2. He skimped on the 2-2 for a while. He has his 4th base in place, trying to get up here. But that means that Gumiho was able to catch up in the upgrades. So he will be even mech against bio upgrades. That's even worse. And he's gonna go in with 3 Hellions. They don't have Blue Flame yet, but 3 is all you need to one-shot an SCV line. Cure's even stopped microing, hold position microing a few of those, a few are still mining, so he's trying to really distribute the damage, but 9 SCVs, it feels like it's just more than he can take right now. He's been losing the whole game. Look at the efficiency, it's 1000 ahead here for Gumi at this point, and we have the mining being ahead about, what, 8 minutes or so at this point. Like, let's discard these for a moment, that's the mule hammers. Just bringing a little bit back for Cure, but just too much advantage here so far. This group has not been mining here, but now we do see the D-Matrix is coming down, the whole tank line is disabled, and Not enough units pushing in. He needs to land the Vikings to snipe down these tanks. He's got to do so, and man, they're gonna make short work of these tanks because their versus mechanical is just so strong. I guess the tanks kind of did do some firing back, but yeah, we even have halberds being dropped here right now. Gumiho's on fire in this game. He looks really unstoppable. Tried to pick up that second one as well. Goes back to mining, which is very, very important. There's the 5th base that I was talking about. There's the next halberd drop. Please drop it. A small Bioforce trying to come in here, trying to do what it can, but we're gonna start to see more and more defensive structures. Like if he places a bunch of turrets, eventually this bombing on top of the tanks cannot occur anymore. Oh, that's very unfortunate here for that halberd drop. Gumiho might just push. Like, he has such a funny army. He has almost no front line. He has 13 tanks. He has 11 Hellions, but they're kind of spread across the map a little bit. There's a Liberator sieging up on this base even, starting to snipe down SCVs. Where are those Hellions? There's a few with this group. He should probably morph them into Hellbats because he wants them to be beefy. There's only 3 in this. He has 14, but there's only 3 here. He has them all stacked at home right now. He should probably reinforce his army. I mean, imagine he has 15 tanks and 16 Hellbats and not Hellions. He's probably like, where are my units? He's just casually sieging forward here, gets another shot on the tank. Every shot matters, ladies and gentlemen, in these moments. Because you're playing siege units against siege units, so yeah. Oh no! Ooh. What a weird position to keep. Man, even that SCV is repairing now. Oh, I think he misclicked there. He wanted to click an interference matrix on the tank, then unfortunately moved the Raven over there, and finally we see the reinforcements coming in. The Bio's just running into 10 Hellions. Who's gonna win this fight? Are we gonna see Hellbats? There's even 4 tanks behind us. There's gonna be a Hellbat transformation. And Gumiho's army is just massive. Massive on the map here right now. And yeah, Q is just gonna GG. He even sets up an offensive sensor turret. An offensive, we're gonna like 2 two sensor turrets over here. Crazy. What a crazy game. My Gumiho, the god. If he's on fire, he looks just unstoppable. It's insane. And he was definitely on that game, but he only brings it back 1-1, so we're gonna have one more treat here. To see who's actually gonna win this game. Like, Q looks more solid, but Gumiho just looks like he is good enough to bring enough crazy, you know, and just win with whatever he wants to do. Now, in the bottom right, we do have Kyo. In the top left, we do have Gumiho. Both players sitting at 1-1. Remember, last game started off as a double proxy barracks. And went into a full mech game with maxed out armies on both sides. Kyo hasn't gone to the military yet, that's interesting. I think he still needs to. And his only big championship actually has been that one GSL. He has never really had any S-tier championships after that. It's kind of crazy, he has so many round of 4s and round of 2s. Round of 2 to Bomber in 2014 at an Red Bull Battlegrounds. Then he has 2 GSL Code S round of 4s to TY and Innovation. He loses those in best of 7s at that time in 2014 and 16. Then he has like Masters Coliseum place 2. Okay, those are, let's skip the A tiers. Those were A tiers at that time still. Now another GSL, second place against TY. Loses again against his nemesis, it seems like. And then he has a Gold Series Championship 2020. I'm not really sure what that was, but it's labeled as S tier. He wins that one. It's a championship, but I guess that's a team effort, yeah. Or is it team league? Sorry. We have some Reaper engages here. Let's actually watch the game before we go on to Kyo's achievements. Or maybe we need to finish them very fast. He wins the GSL against Zest, by the way. Here's another second place to Maru at a DreamHack Masters. And then here's a Wardy TV 8 here, okay. This is second place, of course. Another round of 2 in GSL. Another round of 4 in GSL, both times to Maru losing there. Gamers 8. Second place to Reina. Then the Masters Coliseum S tier 1. Losing to Cyril in the finals. Second place. I am Katowice. Fourth place, losing to Maru. 4 Reapers now coming in here. Can he make this curse go away? Oh, the SV even drops here. From the high ground to the low ground, and this command center is stopped for now, but as soon as Gumiho can get this back online, latest with the Cyclone, it's gonna be like Kyo's trying to turn this around here. 5 Reapers against 1, so he made just the Mass Reaper himself. You need to finish that base. It doesn't have any armor, and Reapers do crazy DPS to units without armor. He has the Cyclone now coming in, but this could be a snowball moment for Kyo if he can make it happen. And these units are a little bit low. If Gumiho can snipe these low units there, the Medivac is chasing. It feels like Q is just gonna abandon the idea. The base is still not finished, I can't believe it. Where's the SCV? It's not coming. Gumiho, you need to fix this. You need to fix this, Gumi. Finally, he will finish the last touch on the command center. Oh boy, and it's later than Kyo's. It was started way before, it was almost done. When Kyo's forces hit the base, that's where Kyo slapped down his own command center. So that's a huge delay on that CC for Gumiho, and of course definitely paid off for Kyo. He also got away with a bunch of the Reapers. Even though the trading doesn't look as as hot, it's still pretty good in Kyo's favor. It's basically the same that Gumiho managed to do to Kyo there in that last game. Maybe it's not as strong actually, because Gumiho managed to delay Kyo's base even more from landing. So maybe he's not in that bad of a spot. I mean, the SCV count is even, the army count is even. I guess that Kyo just kind of managed to catch up. And of course the damage on the command center is permanent as it is, unless you repair it. It doesn't really stop the command center from mining right now. And unless you have a follow-up push, which is actually going to deal with that, well, you're not going to kill that. There's no profit from all of that damage. Oh, yeah. He even eats the friendly fire on the Cyclone, because he wanted to secure that kill. Are we gonna see mech again? There's no additional production facilities right now. We only see the third command center, and there's no stim or whatsoever on the way. So I think, yeah. And there's the second factory. Starport's going over to the reactor, so we can see reactor Viking production here in a moment. And the Medivac is still lurking around here, trying to go into Kyo's base, but there's actually good vision this time. Kyo sees every single edge of his own main base plateau, so there's no blind spot where you can try to come in and hide a drop. Sneaking that one out. Kyo's gonna hit his stim, but if he just runs into tanks, it comes down to the Raven usage. But there's gonna be a Viking advantage for Gumiho, so I guess he also has a couple of Ravens, so if he throws down auto turrets or anything, they're really gonna shred Marines without combat shields and without +1. There's the third base for Kyo, but he's already far behind in that one. So Gumi is trying to stay ahead in the economy here, while he's just kind of, I guess, gambling on the fact that Kyo's not attacking. By the way, 2014, Cure. Rounder 4, GSL, Season 1. Rounder 4, GSL, Season 2. 2025, GSL, Season 1. Round of 2. Esports, World Cup 2025, last year. 3rd place. This guy is a crazy, probably the best 2nd place and 3rd place finisher we have in a while here. Now he's trying to come in here, big drop into the main. A lot of units being pulled there, but Gumiho has to fight with a bunch of SCVs. So many auto turrets though, trying to win that fight here for him. And the frontal attack is stopped by the tank line, which is still left behind. But a lot of SCVs have been dying. On the same time, same moment, we have a big attack here with these Cyclones. Just a drop of 2 Cyclones killed 14 SCVs back at home here for Cure, and Cure's army is kind of stuck in this place. There's no medevacs to escort them home anymore, and you really want to fight with your Marines there, but man, those Marines stuck in the base, they didn't really get anything done. So in the end, Cure's ahead now in workers, but I don't hate this for Gumiho because he's in the more efficient composition, and he definitely can still get back. He has the better army. Gumiho's army is insanely strong right now. He has 6 tanks, he has 2 Ravens, he has 8 Vikings. So he could just go across and kill Cure if he wants to, if he executes this correctly. And that might just be what he does. And he already caught up in SCVs, it seems like. He's very close, 41 to 45, and he's just gonna move across. Is he gonna bring a couple SCVs? Yeah, I like to see that one. Gonna be repairing those units here. And if he can kind of deny this 3rd base, that might be all he needs. Cure doesn't see this until the very last moment. There's no interference matrix going down because he never got the upgrade. He might have forgotten about it. So he throws down auto turrets. But they didn't really do the trick. Now the command center is lifted, but it's getting killed by the Vikings here. There's so many Vikings. There's 8 Vikings. One more volley. Oh no! And that's all he needs. He can go back now. He can also just keep on being here and pushing, but he could also just go back home. I kind of want to see if you... I guess you don't really need turrets in this moment, right? He has a couple of Marines. Maybe he wants to make a bunker. There's 2 Marines, literally. Yeah, a bunker could be a nice addition. He's kind of just leapfrogging his tanks here with that one medevac. So cute how he's kind of executing this. And Cure is saying, alright man, you've probably pushed with your whole army. What do you have at home? And Gumiho actually didn't really make any units behind this. He's still on that 56 army supply. He only made a couple units for the couple units he lost. But there's gonna be a huge army from Cure coming across the map, but he will lose a lot at home. And Gumiho is starting to siege inside the main base. There finally is the Bioforce hitting the other side. We're gonna see a couple tanks already are here though. And Gumiho, if he can kind of prevent this army from trading or dropping on top of the tanks, there's a small window right now where there's nothing to defend these tanks. There's no turrets, there's no Vikings at home. Gumiho is already very solidified inside the main base, but there we go. SCV is trying to do this. The reinforcing tanks are here, and if he can kill this Bioforce, there's even turrets shooting at the medevacs. The medevacs were a little bit too far south. 25 SCVs going down. The Vikings, if they can finish off the medevacs, that's sometimes all you need to do, but Cure is actively killing those. He still loses some medevac there. Man, what a messy base trade, but sometimes I feel like Gumiho though is not the best base trader. I've seen him lose a lot of base trades in the past, so hopefully he does manage to do this one here. He has still a SCV on repair duty, which is so cool to see. It's an auto repair, trying to repair all of these units. The Viking cannot kill the last medevac. No, gets shut down immediately. He should have probably queued that on the medevac there. And he's already floating away a command center, and he has still that barracks. He could technically produce Marines. Oh, yeah, we saw that SCV pull here, which we didn't see, but the auto turrets were just a little bit too much. And now if he kills that starport, there's still a bunch of... Is this game gonna go on? Like, really? So he loses... See, like, Gumiho is very late to lift his stuff. And at least he's focusing this one. So yeah, Q as well though. Like, this should not be dead. Kill it, make it burn, that's all you need to do, make it burn. That's the last one. Okay, so he kills this, and he kills this. And Kyo is making barracks, look at that. Now he needs to cancel the barracks so he can make a command center again. And this is gonna be immediately scouted. So he knows where to go, Gumiho knows where to go. Gumiho has the better army, look at this. He has what? 7 tanks and 3 Vikings. And 2 ravens. He's dropping mules now, is he gonna repair? Yeah, he's gonna repair the tanks. He's gonna make SCVs as well. He sees this. He could just land this and make a Reaper. Or make a Marine. I want to see him land this and make a Marine. Because that's gonna be so unexpected. Maybe he lands this out of vision? No, he doesn't. He's gonna save that as a emergency. But there's the SCVs. They're gonna run into the tank AoE. Oh, brother! So he's gonna... I guess you can also just attack the command center from your opponent now. He's just running the SCVs in circles. That's all he kind of needed to evacuate with the medivacs. Like, if he gets all of these SCVs out here with the medivac, then he has a really good mining force still on his side. Now he loses 17 more SCVs. We still have 11 SCVs for... Yeah, Gumiho, and he's transferring those. He's gonna be able to mine again in a moment. He still has a formidable bank as well. He's gonna repair up his SCVs for now. He should probably use some medevac energy, but yeah, I guess not. And he's just gonna join them in the army because it's Gumiho, and he's like, man, I don't need to make anything anymore. I know where your base is. We can just win this. And if he... yeah, I guess he's right. He has enough units, but he's split a little bit here. And he has the Vikings now. He's gonna start to poke away at this. We do see these production facilities, but of course there's no supply depots, so why did you make them in the first place, Kyo? Why did you make those? Could have been maybe 2 command centers. Now Kyo is trying to do the same, but already we see another command center being produced sneakily by Gumiho and his massive bank. Both players trying to go for their last buildings here, basically, and Kyo's like, I have 2 barracks I can float away, so you're never gonna catch me. But he's gonna be very, very sad once he sees that this does not reveal Gumiho. And Gumiho can even throw down another command center over here if this one's gonna be under threat, and he still has that barracks, so GG is gonna be called. Gumiho does win the base trade, but it was definitely a weird one. That was a very weird base trade. Micro like a Protoss. Gumiho is so sick. Yes. If it's not finished, it doesn't burn. That's true. You can finish. You can keep that on like 1 HP. You don't have to, you know, repair that immediately. But then you also can't use it. Yeah, you remember when Gumi base traded Showtimes? They have been probably. I think those two are one of the pairing that base trade actually the most. I think you're saying this, it might have been 2 years ago when they hit at the Esports World Cup, right? There was a crazy base trade between those two. That was a really sick game, yeah, I remember that one. There was like, I think Gumiho dropped like his last 2 Marauders with like 4 medevacs or 5 medevacs, and Showtime had like 3 Stalkers or something weird, and there was like 1 Liberator. I think the most random crazy stuff there in the last few moments. I remember that. This was a really good game. But it feels like Gumiho was making a couple of mistakes in that, where he's just always lifting his production a little bit too late, and he could have had more pieces, you know, in his chessboard army in the end. Okay. So, next up, I'm gonna go to the restroom, and then we're gonna see. We can even do a PvP. I guess PvP because it's gonna be fast anyway. So we're gonna do PvP, and then we're gonna do another PvT. So yeah, gonna be here in a moment. Be right back. There we go. Hello and welcome to this best of 3 between Classic and Creator. Yeah, thank you so much, MW. I didn't see this, but sometimes my cable is a little bit weird on the mic and then it just doesn't connect properly. So apparently that did happen here. But we're back now. And yeah, it's a funny thing. So it's an in-base robo here against the faster expansion and then an in-base robo to follow this up. So both players not going for that blink, which I said was a little bit of a catch-all. Even if you sometimes see DTs, you know, and there's no detection, you can still like blink your stalkers into the position and kind of buy enough time with force fields usually to, and with that overcharge on the sentry, to still get your observers out in time. But you'll definitely like be a little bit behind if you hit DTs with a blink build. But yeah, in this case, both players going for the robo, which is kind of the safest option, unless you're hitting a Stargate, of course. But that only means if you're trying to move out. If you're saying from the first moment, well, I'm just gonna be in my home with my stalkers, well, it doesn't really matter how many oracles your opponent makes if you have like 4 stalkers in each mineral line. You kind of need like 5 oracles or something to even kill probes, and that's so much of an investment. Usually that doesn't pay off. So now we're gonna see a drop 1 immortal, 2 per sentries. Trying to isolate some stalkers potentially here. The Twilight for Classic is a little bit later than the one for Creator. Can he make this happen? First of all, he has to deal with a few random adepts shooting down his probes there. 3 probes are lost, and if that prism does go down, pooh, it doesn't. Now, what's the plan here, Creator? Like, posturing at the 3rd doesn't really make much sense. It's just moving us to the north here. On the other side, we have a double adept being dropped there from the prism. Of course, there's going to be that vision pylon, so he sees this. And I doubt there's going to be any adepts being dropped anyways. There you go. The sentries just shoot out a couple of hallucinations because, well, those were the sentries from Creator, all of the ones he had, and he didn't have any vision for a while there. He needs to get some scouting done. Gets it done as well, and we do see the later Twilight means a faster glaives. It's gonna be Immortal Glaive here for Classic. He never really stopped out pumping Immortals. He's about to hit 4 here. And he's been chrono boosting that robo like crazy, it seems like. Creator's robo though has been pumping out Immortals as well, and if he can get up to Archons, he should be in a good spot. We saw this kind of happen earlier, I think, nice against Hero, where Hero managed to defend with Immortal Archon basically, and Charge Lord. This time it's a little bit of a different timing though. There's no blink for Classic, there's just gonna be the Adepts, but there's also not as much production, there's no 3rd base. There's 6 gateways though, so he's completely going, let's F it. Let's go and fight. Can he make this happen though? He could just burst down. I guess he doesn't finish the shade here. This attack does not seem as great. He's just losing the adepts, the superior range here, the batteries. Everything looks like it's still holding strong, but now the probes have to fight. Too much reinforcements maybe here for Classic, and now the Immortals are shooting down the Stalkers. This snowballed like a crazy moment. It looked like so good for Creator for a while with the first bunch of force fields, but then the reinforcements just really managed to swing the tide here in favor of Classic. Classic manages to pick up the first map in this best of 3 series. Second map is going to be Winter Madness. We're going to be opening that up in a moment. Crazy glaive attack. Yeah, very sharp timing here from Creator. Really hitting, from Classic, really hitting Creator when he was still trying to transition into more production and just couldn't keep up. And remember, Adepts are pretty cheap. As much as a Zealot in minerals, but 25 gas is really cheap. And they have that range advantage over the Zealots, of course. Let's hop into the next one. And of course there's 1-0 here for Classic. On the other side is Creator. Can he get a comeback going here, or is this gonna be a 2-0 sweep? It looked very convincing here for Classic, I'm not gonna lie. So what could Creator do? It feels like there was no really harassment going on. He tried that Prism with the Immortal and the Double Sentry, which really didn't get anything done. And that's kind of all he was trying to do there, it feels like. Like, he didn't do anything. He had Blink, but he didn't do anything with it. So he was very passive there in that last game, and that, I think, is just not how you win games against Classic, right? This time he sees, though, it's gonna be a 1-gate expand, but he can block the expansion, so it has to be a Stargate. 1-gate Stargate into the expand with the Zealot. So you're kind of playing from behind, but your tech is still gonna be faster, and you still need to get the defense set up there on the ground. But this could be a moment where Creator can edge out a lead for himself. He could either throw down the faster Nexus and just have the 2 gates, or he can just pressure this. He's gonna make the 2 Stalkers. So yeah, he sees, like, in this moment you know your opponent, he doesn't have anything. So what you can really do is you just skip these Stalkers, you just don't make them, you make the Nexus first and then you go into the Double Stalker. That's a little bit more of a... and while you do that, you block your opponent's Nexus, so what that ends up being is you're gonna be behind in these 2 units basically, a Sentry and a Zealot, but they can't do anything aggressively anyways. Like, until this unit is gonna be across the map, you'll have any kind of unit again from your superior production. Oh, by the way, going into a Stargate here, so he thinks this is gonna be a Stargate. It's gonna be a Robo though from Classic. If Classic can find the Stargate, maybe he reconsiders, but yeah, Stargate in general is gonna be pretty solid against a Robo. His defense is gonna be set in sound here though. There's the shield battery, so that's why I don't like the choice here from which Creator made. Like, these Stalkers didn't really provide any value for him, so if he skips those and he knows there's no production for his opponent and he can always outproduce and gets that Nexus a tiny bit faster, I feel like he's in a little bit more of a lead there. Now the Stargate was seen, but Creator is gambling. He does not know that there's no Stargate from his opponent, and actually it's gonna be one. That's gonna be quite late. He will still be able to outproduce in Phoenix because, well, Creator is just making oracles right now. And this is not looking good for Creator. Unless he can find the max value right now with this 1 oracle. There's a shield battery though. Phoenix is not ready. Maybe some of these... oh, no. Look at that. Perfect deny. What a great deny. Now we have 4 Adepts though, and they will be seen here by this army. He's gonna shade potentially and he will lose 1 Stalker here. While he's trying to defend his... oh, you can go into the main! No, what? What? Why don't you go into the main? And now he decides to go into the natural. He could have split them up 2 by 2. He's gonna come in with the oracles. 8 probes are falling. That's some nice damage here, at least giving him the economic advantage. And the Adepts do manage to shade into the main. This is chaos here for Classic. His defense is not really working out. He was maybe trying to do too many things at once with the Stargate and the Robo here. Being so fast on only 1 gate. I guess he went up to 2 gates now. And there's gonna be recall, so these units are gonna get home, and Adept and a Stalker are gonna be saved. Finally, we do see the Twilight Council. This Oracle, unfortunately, is gonna fall, excuse me. So, Classic has the army advantage. But there's Immortals back at home for Creator. I don't think there's any actual Robo units here for Classic. I guess he has one Immortal, but that's very far behind. He didn't really produce out of that Robo. So, one Immortal can get lifted. You need to be careful here. The Phoenix are still a threat. And my throat is killing me right now. A little bit of a cold here today. But yeah, Classic abandons plan. He says, alright man, you get those 9 drones, probes or whatever, I'm fine. And just go back, I'll take my third base behind my pressure, my move out, and yeah, we just see and play from there. Creator is like, alright man, I don't care what you do, I just make another gateway, be on 4 gates, and we're gonna have Blink. Gonna throw down our own 4th base. And he'll probably make, I wouldn't mind to see 2 more gates and just him trying to pressure across the map. He's gonna have that prism, I think he finished that one up. Should be somewhere, oh yeah, it's of course with the army, where we just were. Gonna lose a couple more probes, but that's not too tragic. Might be able to kill a Phoenix, no, does get away. There's the 3rd base finish up now. Creator looks like he's a little bit behind. It's not too much, but in a mirror match this can always be, like a second can be a game, you know. And he will try to do something with the Forge, but unfortunately his opponent is already working with a Forge. Observer gets snagged as well. I think the only advantage he has is this Blink Stalker army, and it's gonna be across the map very soon, and it can start to do things with Blink. Start to pick off units for a cooldown only. The Classic Blinks is quite far away, so maybe he can get some nice value targets. He's gonna get a almost full energy sentry there. Was a good snipe by Creator. A lot of force fields and the 2nd Guardian Shield gone from this army. I think he has 1 more Guardian Shield inside the sentry, but man, these force fields amazing. No Blink here for Classic. The Phoenix are completely out of the equation right now, running across the map trying to harass. And nothing was there to counter that 1 Immortal, so he completely chews through his opponent's Immortals. The Phoenixes are dead, the army is dead, Classic is dead. GG, Creator. What a decisive move, just moving in. And because he sniped that sentry, there was no force fields to try and push out the army from Creator even after a blink in. Very well done here by Creator. Very good identification there on the situation of this attack, of this potential army fight. So we get 1 more map in this best of 3 set. Creator against Classic. Creator, I think, is also one of these amazing players without any big championships. One. With the Zerg music we go into a PvP, there we go. Creator is already, is also teamless right now. Classic of course is still, I think, playing for Virtus Pro, and we have Creator in the top left. Of course, we don't know, right? If there's gonna be that big tournament again this year. Nobody knows. Creator has, by the way, a Asia South Korea national, like a region championship, and he has a Team Liquid TSL championship. It says S tier wins. his first finals. A second place in an IPL against Jakji. At 2012, he had a finals appearance already. And I think everybody was expecting Creator to win that one actually, because he was really on fire during that time. 2012 he also won the Championship South Korea Nationals for the StarCraft World Championship Series. And then he had the big second place, of course, on the Battle.net World Championship. That was basically BlizzCon, where he lost to Parting 2-4. And he also has a few... Oh yeah, that Team Liquid Starlink he won 2012 as well. And he won over Life, by the way. It's a blast from the past. Yes, Casper Jail. I think he actually went into real jail, didn't he? Life? Not 100% sure. There's your Stargate for Classic, and Creator is going with a double gate expand. So he will go into the Twilight follow-up. He doesn't know about this one gate setup, but he does not know the actual tech, and we saw Classic go with a Robo in the last game, so there's no guarantee that this is a Stargate by any means, yeah? But yeah, it's crazy, like, after he won and lost, after he lost that finals to Parting, he really fell into a insanely huge slump for several years to come. He did win a few B tier things and had a few good finishes in A tier stuff, but that was like over the span of 5 years basically. And then finally in 2019 he starts to make a little bit of a comeback and win a few B tier tournaments, another S tier round of 4 finish in 2020. Like that's 8 years after his big finals, he finally managed to bring it back, you know. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Imagine what if this player could have gotten that World Championship title, what he would have been of a more confident personality. And maybe he could have been the greatest player of all time, so the greatest Protoss of all time. So we don't know. If he would have won against Parting in that one big finals while he was like 8 years old or something, I don't know. He was super young, so yeah. There you go. Finally made a round of 2 finals in a GSL. I don't think he won one. But lost to Rogue, of course, to 2022. Then round of 4 in Valencia. Another round of 3. Oh no, that's a different one. There you go, a round of 2 against Dark he lost until 2024. And another round of 4 GSL Code S. Oh, he lost to Maru, but that was already 2024. Like, the 2024, I think 2023 was like the real last bigger GSLs. 2022 maybe was real contested GSLs. 2023 was still pretty contested, and 2024 was already really slimmed down. So 2025 GSL is even more slimmed down, and yeah. 2026 GSL, when are we gonna see the announcements? Well, we don't know. Are there gonna be any announcements? Well, we don't know. There's a Robo. We do see the +1 coming online. So this is a little bit more of a macro game here. Both players just going up to their Nexi, and this is looking better and better for Creator. I feel like there was no big damage happening. There's only one probe that has been lost. The Oracle didn't really find much there, and now he's trying to set up this attack with the Oracles. Meanwhile, oh, what a snipe! Oh man, that dude is a sniper. Now he loses these hallucinated stalkers maybe. But yeah, Classic is trying to set up a gold base behind this pressure. He might even transfer probes. Like from the main, just grab a bunch, bring them over. Definitely something you can do. Even a recall could be worth it. And just put down a bunch of extra gates, hold the charge button, hold the zealot button. We do have currently only 4 gates. But if Creator finds that, he's gonna have the gates online first, so he can maybe shut this down. He sees the gates coming in now. It's not really that big of a timing. He's going into that Templar Archives. Charge about to finish up. Is gonna throw down a few observers, but this might be the big thing that could win Classic the game. It's really difficult to read that there might be there's like a hidden base on the map. Creator at least is not gonna fall for the stasis traps here. Very well done by him. And immediately setting up a few more stasis traps here for Classic. Probably want to set up one down there as well, yeah. And take that. Classic, there you go. It's a good move. And Creator's army is going to be a little bit more powerful here. It's already spiking up with the Zealot production and the Immortals here. Also some Archons moving in already. So the sooner they fight, the better for Creator, it feels like. Classic is just throwing down the next side, and he's like, hey man, I'm still expanding here, blah blah blah. This... Oh, this, if it goes the distance, no, it stops at the pylon, I can't believe it. Could have gone all the way. To see the army movement, so he knows where Kratos... Oh! Boy, he's like, man, I want to warp in another High Templar, can you please leave the army? Yes, go back to the Kala, where you belong. I can't wait for the pylon to finish, I really need that Archon now. There he goes and shoots his own Zealot in the back. Should probably throw down a few more pylons. He wants to keep on warping in. He has the production, but not the available supplies. We see still supply blocked here. Finally, that Nexus finishes up. Another round of Zealots coming in. Now a big engage, kind of catching Classic on the move here a little bit. A bunch of force fields trying to block this chasing army, but the Archon immediately breaking those force fields here. Now, Creator is pulling back for a second there. If he charges into those stasis traps, would be a little bit of a mistake though. A bunch of Zealots are stuck here in limbo right now, can't really move. You don't want to lose those. Also, they're kind of blocking your own army from fighting correctly. But we do have a tiny bit of a Zealot flank there, running just into a wall of Stalkers. That's pretty good actually for the Zealots. It's really exactly where they want to stand and fight. This fight might just swing into the perfect favor here for Creator. He still has those Archons. Those Archons are dealing so much damage against those clumped up Zealots here. 6 kills combined on those already, and look at that. No Archon support here for Classic anymore. Pulling back to the base, but apparently this was a little bit too fast here of a push from Creator. The perfect moment. He's just snowballing the army. GG is going to be called, and Creator does beat Classic in a PvP 2-1. Well done. Very well done. So we immediately go, of course, after that great PvP, into another game of StarCraft. In the bottom left, it is Gumiho. And in the top right, we do have Hero. Two of the most flexible minds when it comes to high-level StarCraft in the whole scene. One excelling in execution and micro, the other one in strategizing. Who's gonna be the victor in this one? Who's gonna be favored? You kinda have to give it to Hero, just because execution can be king, and it can snowball with whatever unit you have. Or unit type, unit composition. It doesn't really matter if you can kind of snowball it with just insanely good micro. We're playing on the Old Republic. Looks like a Protoss map to me. But there's no like lightsaber units, right? So now Gumiho is scouting with the Reaper here. He's going into that Reaper Hellion opening. We'll see if he stops at 2 Reapers and 1 Hellion, or if he goes into further production from that. He's already thrown down the Stargate, and there is the add-on, so yeah. Just gonna be that 3-unit composition. And it's not really designed to snipe the drones. He's more kind of trying to snipe or intercept any adepts trying to come across the map, or even fight some stalkers if they are courageous enough. Gumiho's gonna push in. There's only a sentry and a stalker. This could be some good damage, but that shield battery is just a little bit too nasty. If he does not lose any units, oof. He's so greedy. Hero. Oh, Hero. Thanks for streaming some games tonight. You needed this. Yo, thank you so much for dropping in. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Always there to do some games. That was really cool though. That force field, he kind of fished the last out of that force field. And here Gumiho was trying to desperately evacuate his units, and Hero was so greedy. He was like shooting on that Hellion, totally focus firing on that Hellion, so he gets the absolute kill on that. He saw the Reaper was at 1 HP, so he could always finish that off. And yeah, man, the sentry was like, alright, let me get that Reaper for you guys. He has 2 kills on the sentry. That was the perfect force field. Really, really well done there. Nice defense. Now the sentry is playing drop defense against the Widow mines. He's gonna scout these mines actually, coming with the Medivac, and I doubt Hero is gonna lose anything to this. This is like a free ticket into a very good mid game here for Hero if Gumiho does not pull this back. It's not really an investment you want to lose for nothing, so yeah, I don't think you can do anything with this. Just pull it back, bring it back home. Try not to lose it on the way home. Or keep it somewhere around. Like, there's no safe spot you've tight. There's a pylon over here. Like, Hero is so perfectly set up. I love this aggressive sentry. So he's now trying to park this over there. But it's barely in vision, outside of vision, I guess, from that observer. So now he immediately sees this. And there's Blink, so he doesn't catch it. The boost still does manage to keep it alive for now, but he's completely boxed in now into that top left corner, excuse me. And the Stokers are just gonna chase this down. Can he catch it before it gets to the dead airspace? Oh, it goes into the dead airspace. So apparently there was a recover from replay in this game. Something must have happened. Maybe they just hit pause and then unpaused again, I don't know. So he saw that it's gone from that space. He tries to intercept this and he gets it! Yeah, that's good for Hero. So that's your 1 Medivac gone. You really wanted to have that with this group of bio units, but that is also a bunch of Stokers just walking into so much firepower, so many guns. Ooh, losing a Stoker for basically not even a Marine there. That was a good moment for Gumiho. Finally catches a tiny bit of a break there. A little bit of an executional error for Hero. Trying to go up the ramp like that. Not pulling this observer. Of course, its job was done, right? He sniped the medevac. This could have been with the army already. Or at least own route. Wow, double forge here. Not going yet, but he really wants to propel himself into a insanely stable mid-game here. That being said though, this base might be a tiny bit greedy there. There's gonna be an interference matrix? What? He went interference matrix, so he's gonna interference matrix to Colossus. This is really only Gumiho doing this. He has one more, so he can take one more good fight, where there's not gonna be any AoE for his opponent. Oh, don't lose the medevacs! No! Yes, okay, so he saves those. He's gonna burrow the mine. It's gonna be a charge lot being sacrificed. And there's the second Colossi, so now you need to be careful here as Gumiho. They only have one interference matrix. And you cannot lose that Raven, basically. There's a proxy gate going up. He did deny the base. And he has his own base finishing up right now. And there's so many Zealots. There's no wall of supply depots. They're kind of just set down behind that base. So there's nothing to be in the way of this bio unit. It's gonna pull on top of the ramp. That's a good location here, so you should be able to just push this back. And maybe he can catch some more with the reinforcements coming from the right side here. But he also needs to be careful. He cannot let the Stoker Colossi army get too close to him. And there's the reinforcing gateway, finally. Oh, that might be a little bit too much here. Hero already has 10 gates. He has already won one, which is about to finish up in a moment. It's not here with this fight though. But Gumiho is pushing out. He's kind of chasing these Zealots in the north. But in the meantime, his base in the south is under threat. He does snipe the Raven, so no more interference matrix there. Very unfortunate here. And the Zealots made it into that natural base as well, so he needs to pull all of the units here to the south. He wants to clear these Colossi, he wants to kill those if possible. But his army is starting to get a little bit low on HP. The Zealot reinforcement point is just a bit too strong here. The Zealots coming in a time and the stim runs out, the HP is so low. The unit's starting to fall, 15 SCVs also falling. One Viking is not going to be enough against two Colossi here. The Marauders, can they do the trick? They can for now, but 1-1 did finish up during this whole mess of a situation for Gumiho. And yeah, Gumiho's down in an upgrade right now, finally finishing up that armor upgrade. Oh, that's an isolated call. That's a gift. Take it. That's a gift. Take it. There's also two High Templars. They managed to do a feedback and then they morph into an Archon, so they're gonna have a very high HP pool to chew through. A bunch of Zealots are trying to chase out some reinforcements. This is such a messy fight. There's like Zealots everywhere. Gumiho's like, what? Why is that? He's like, you know those like scary movie and shit where you're just trying to run away from the guys with like the scythes and what, who are chasing you down and trying to kill you, trying to behead you. That's basically what is happening right now, and there's so many people who are trying to kill Gumiho there with those Psy Blades, those Zealots, and they're coming from everywhere. They're like, oh man, he's around this corner as well, and then you run and run and run and run into this direction. And then there's another one. Like one of those bad zombie movies. Jump scares everywhere. That was a nice diffuse here. Gumiho is starting to wall a tiny bit here to have a little bit more of a choky area there against those Zealots. But those Zealots feel so beefy all the time, man. It's insane how much damage they can take before dying. Hero behind this, he did not take a 5th base, so I think, like, as much as Gumiho is under pressure, as long as he just holds on, it should be fine. He's taking a 4th base with this now. And if Hero does not transition out of this, it's gonna be a difficult situation for him. He does have Storm though, which is really good. I guess that's kind of all he needs, right? There's gonna be ghosts very soon, but they're not here yet. There's no MP with his army just of yet. And there's a bunch of Storm already stacked. He's coming in now, no sentry, no extra Guardian Shield, no extra armor here for this army. Nice Widowmine, dragging there into the Zealots. Very good arc for Gumiho. Can he make it work though? He's kind of clumped up in his betweens there from the command centers and the terrain. But Hero is not really finding a way in right now. Starting to just shoot with the Colossi, starting to fight the army to the south here, and the North army is not really engaging fast enough, it feels like, into this mess. A very nice storm there on the north, no MPs here hitting those Templars fast enough, but looks like Gumiho might be able to stabilize, maybe just barely not with the reinforcements coming from the War Prism. Oh no, the SCVs pulled into the fight. Hero is gonna be able to break Gumiho, but what a close snowbally fight there. That was really close. If Gumiho holds that without losing the SCVs, he's ahead in the game. Oh, that's such a key moment there. If Gumiho wins that fight, he basically kind of wins the game, because that's all Hero has. He has 4 bases, he has nothing going behind this, he has those 2 types of AoE, but if he loses all of these units and does not kill the base at least, then it's GG. What does he have? He has like zealots behind this, right? And if Gumiho fights good enough, wins that engage, well, then those zealots are not going to be enough to keep on defending against the full-fledged Bioforce. You can start to drop, you can start to arrest, but yeah. It didn't work out for Gumi in the last game. Very close though. If he manages that one defense, a magical defense, it would have been his game. Oh boy, this SCV has been seen. So he kind of abandons the idea already. Uh-oh. It should have been a double proxy, now it's 1. This is definitely one of those Shibal moments where you see the Koreans sometimes like muttering something to themselves. Basically what they're saying is shit. You found me. Oh yeah. Now Gumiho has to do something else. He might just proxy 111. Maybe it's just at 1 barracks with a Reaper Scout proxy. But very unfortunate. This should have been a 2 barracks Reaper kind of all in. He still knows there's a proxied barracks, of course, but it's not as close as I think he wanted it to be, and he's gonna send the SCV, so he will not proxy any more facilities. Production facilities. We'll build the factory now at home here. Uh-oh, 2 more shots on this SCV. Oh, there's the factory. The SCV is kind of scouting away. It's like, hey man, there's your base, okay. I saw the nexus, there's your gate, there's your wall. One thing... Oh, and now he's just gonna throw down the bunker. One thing, like, why he went up that deep into the main base is you kind of want to check where the wall is for the Protoss. If the Protoss does wall in the Reaper jumping point, then you can not get out as easy. But in this case, like, there's an out here, there's an out here, so he just confirmed that this was in a position to not block him any of the paths. This probe is gonna get killed by the SCV here. Bye bye. Why make a bunker and then use it? It basically has no longevity because the shield battery went already up. Should have probably sold or cancelled this, I think. One thing is that a few Terran players tend to forget is that you cannot sell it while it's under pressure anymore. Like, once it's being shot at, you can't salvage it anymore. So yeah, definitely a little bit of a mistake. But that shield battery basically makes it obsolete, so he should have known that. Of course, you kind of force the shield battery to be finishing. So it's like 100 for 100 investment, but the shield battery is gonna be useful anyways later on. So I don't really like the decision from Gumiho here. He should have probably cancelled the bunker in the last second or tried to salvage it as soon as it finishes. But you can't even interrupt the salvage with a probe shot. Oh, there's 4 barracks and he scouts this immediately. Oh, this is gonna be a crazy marine tank push. With 1 Cyclone and a Reaper. No medivacs. Maybe only combat shields. He could get stim with this. And since he's kind of going away from the tank production, yeah, maybe he just goes into 4 barracks starport. But where is your 3rd command center? I mean, look at the amount of SCVs. He's making 1 SCV right now because, of course, transform in this bit. This ramp up is gonna be quite fast for the barracks, but very late for the SCVs, very slow here. Man, he's just making another tech lab. Okay, so he probably wants to add a few marauders. I guess it's gonna be for combat shields. Maybe it's just gonna be marines. Maybe like 1 or 2 marauders. But yeah, double medevac. This is a crazy build, man. I don't think I've seen this really. 4 barracks, just like, yeah, man, you can do this. 4 barracks, 2 bases. We have 4 SCVs mining on the 2nd base. That's enough. We just make 4 barracks. And look at this. This times out beautifully. You can immediately start double medevac here. There we go. He's not even supply blocked. Start it. Start it. So he doesn't start it. He starts his combat shields first. He has 1 tank, 1 cyclone, very light on factory units, and he gets an extra barracks before that. Did he just cancel a marauder? Did I see it correctly? Yeah, so he's going into a few marauders with this. So it's gonna be marauder, 2 marauder, 4 marine production, double medevac, full on bioforce. Let's go, pedal to the metal. Hero behind this was just throwing down a 3rd base. He goes into armor. I love this choice. He's going very zealot heavy. He already has charge. He goes into armor first. So this is gonna be a good counterplay, I feel like, to this strategy here from Gumiho, where he tries to go mass bio units as fast as possible. Should be a 2 base all in. I don't really expect a 3rd base, and as I say it, he throws it down. What a guy. What a guy. Kind of a crazy build, right? So he sacrifices basically factory units to get this set up. And what does it mean is, like, you're very, very vulnerable to those Blinkstalker attacks, especially 3 gate and 4 gate can probably kill you. But he kind of managed to get away with this. Even the concussive finishing now, he's gonna kill both of these zealots here. The zealots plus 1 armor is done. And here is posturing for an aggressive move himself. The depots don't go up in time, unfortunately, only 1, funnily enough. But there's no AoE with this. If he would just stand those SCVs still, there we go, and block the zealots just like that. He already lost 9 though. He's gonna lose this command center potentially. There we go, and that's gonna be a big issue here. Gumiho spaces in shambles, man. Those SCVs, sorry, those zealots are just not dying, but the same could be said for Hero Space. He did manage to drop 1 supply depot to heal up that 1 depot, but not the other one. This is kind of only a double drop remaining, then double feedback onto the medivac, so there's no more healing power in his army, and Gumiho is falling apart at home. This escalated quickly, and it escalated for Hero. He just had the better execution. He was already inside the base of his opponent, and Gumiho's army being split up was basically the end for him then. He didn't have a big attack really, or a big enough attack going across the map. Very unfortunately. It does fall down there. Now we do have a PvP between Hero and Creator. It's gonna be the grand finals of this KSL here. I think this was yesterday. Maybe it was 2 days ago. If you were wondering when this tournament was played. We're gonna have Hero and Creator in this best of 5 against each other in a PvP. Bottom left, it is Hero. Top right, it is Creator. True to his name, he did create a Double Forge. Double Forge style for Protoss in 2012. Yeah. How old was he then? Let's actually check this. He is born 1999. He's 28 right now. 1999. In 2012, he's like 15. He's born in February, so yeah, he's about 15 during most of that 2012. So when he was 15 years old, he was on the World Final stage. That must have been a mental blow, yeah, losing there. Getting that far, being like the wonder, you know, one-hit wonder. Not really one-hit wonder, but like really like the explosive wonder kid. And then losing to Parting. And his big slump for years and years to come. It's crazy. Crazy stuff. Okay, so both players going with those 2 gates here. Oh, Crater a little bit sloppy there on the probe. Does eat 2 extra shots. This sentry gonna chase down the one from Hero. Oh god, it gets away. The one from Crater already pulled away. And this probe now is gonna proxy the world here, right? No, he doesn't. He just takes a different path, so this probe doesn't find him and shoot him. And also he explodes a little bit, right? There could always be something hidden as PvP. And there's your Nexi for both players. The Twilight Council here for Hero. The other side, Creator still has to decide on his tech. We'll see soon what this is gonna be. And it's gonna be a Twilight. Maybe he forgot it. He kind of looked like a little bit of a panic moment here. Grabbing 2 probes. Oh, look at that. Creator using 4 probes to scout the map. He wants to see what's up. He's even using a stalker, but he's not gonna find anything. And why do you think, hey, why is he making probes? So you get 4 probes for 1 hallucination spell. So for a total map vision, this is the best move because you get the most movement on the map with your probes. You can spot in all kind of directions for the same money, I want to say, for the same energy as the Phoenix, right? Just running out right now here. There's the Robo follow-up here from Hero and the same from Creator. Both players just going into the 3rd bases. Nothing really happening yet. Blink about to finish up for Hero. And the same can be said for Creator. Just a moment away. It's gonna be Forge. Creator, I think Hero already has his done. No, he's just throwing this down right now, so it's a little bit delayed there. Nothing really too impactful. Oh, hero. A probe sneaking out here. It's just gonna throw down a vision pylon, I want to say. Look at that. What a nice spring well. Beautiful. It's going up from here down into these pools, and then there's this like unconnected pool with a waterfall. Oh, I guess it just goes into those drainages and kind of transfers here, and then it bubbles out here, right? That's how this is supposed to... What is... Ah, I got it. Oh, hero has double forge. Okay, there we go. That's a difference. We only see the single forge for Creator. You know, he's trying to beat Creator at his own game, the inventor of the double forge, with his own double forges. Additional gates coming up here for hero. 4 more, and Creator's a little bit later. Send in probe. I guess hero did kill a couple. I don't know where he lost probes then, honestly. I'm not sure. But he did lose 2. I mean, that's basically all that happened. Oh, yeah, I guess he killed 2 adepts. Okay, so there we go. Sorry, guys, but that was not really impactful. This is more of an impactful move here. The offensive Colossi. Creator sees this, and he sees it's a hallucination, and he's like, man, you chat. And both players going for their 4th bases, of course. No engagement yet, whatsoever. No storm. +1 done for Creator, but hero almost catching up in this second here. But he will be ahead by that second upgrade. He never saw the second forge, or even the first forge for that matter. So Creator doesn't know about that upgrade advantage, or disadvantage, I guess. It's gonna be as well shields, so already going immediately into that Archon bolster. It's gonna be very nice for those Archons, of course. The shields, bam, there we go. 1 armor on the shield, simply just say, hey, the Archon, for example, does deal 28 damage against a psionic unit. So an Archon shoots an Archon for 28 damage, but if there's 1 shield, it will reduce the damage by 1, so that's 27 damage it deals to the shields now. It's not great, but it's, hey, it's something. Creator is posturing for an offensive move here. Yes, it's +1, but there's already 1/1 for his opponent. For the shields, for the Archons. Hero only has 1 Archon though, there's the second one finishing up. Just before the fight, 3 Archons still for Creator. If he can get a good pairing here with his Archons against the Zealots of Hero, that's sometimes all you need. But on the other side, Hero's Archons are just shining. It's so strong. This one got healed up by the shield battery, almost a full energy going into this Archon here. Healing him. Oh, he needs to go back into the shield battery. But now Creator kind of pulling through here. Hero's army is starting to fall apart. The triple Archon a little bit too strong. It seems like most of them are dead, but none are actually kaput. So they're still standing here. Look at this one at 2 HP. Oh yeah, and Creator's doing this kind of smartly. He's just standing here on a little bit of an arc. Hold position there a little bit. The Archon finally going down. The first one here. And the second one on the left needs to be careful. We want these reinforcements here with the army Creator. You need to pull them into the fight. We need to snowball this. Come on, brother. You can do this. You can do this. Hero is looking actually terrified in this moment. He only weapon in Stalkers and Zealots. Can't really afford anything else. And he doesn't have the time to get any Archons really up into this fight. Creator shooting the rocks because they're in the way. But does he actually need to... Oh man, that Stalker is stuck. Does he actually need to be timid? Or can he just push forward? It seems like the answer is just go forward. He has the same amount of Stalkers. He has more than double the amount of the Zealots. And he has, well, 2 Immortals to none and 3 Archons to none. You can just overrun this, can't you? Plus Shields is finishing up. 2-2 now for Hero. So his scaling is getting better and better. You need to be careful. Like, look at that. 1 Immortal is getting sniped here. He's kind of giving Hero these opportunities. He should just A-move his frickin' whole army into some direction. He's reinforcing with more and more units from the Prism here. It's just Stalker and Zealot coming in. No Archons being made. But these Archons almost regained all of their shields, so they are very, very healthy at this point. And here all of the damage he did there in an earlier fight, it's kind of starting to go away. It's like 600 damage that he did not utilize. And Creator is gonna win that first game of this best of 5. Really well done by our Protoss Prodigy, who was on the biggest stage when he was 15 and lost to Parting, I think, who also was not the oldest at the time, but you guys know Parting is a crazy personality. He's 15, he's 3 years older, so he was 18, yeah. He's not the oldest, but he's pretty, no, not the youngest, sorry, but pretty young still. Alright, going into the next map here, we do have in the bottom left Hero, and in the top right it is Creator. Creator looking good in that last game. A very sharp timing attack, worked out perfectly. Oh, Hero is doing sneaky things with this probe. So there's gonna be a pylon out on the map. And it's gonna be a robo. There's the next sneaky probe. What is this gonna proxy? Where's it going? Oh, to this location. I guess it's gonna be a little bit further. It's trying to scout, okay. Probes to have 3.94 movement speed and Stalkers have 4.13, so Stalkers are technically faster, but adding in the shot animation makes... Oh, the vision. Oh, the vision, the vision, the vision. Oh yeah. That looked good for Hero. But in the end, if he loses this Stalker, it doesn't. I mean, he's not gonna lose it, it seems. Oh man, he's so aggressive, look at this. He has 2 Adepts come in, he's like, man, yeah man, I've got 1 Stalker, you got 3. I don't care. I'm Hero. My Stalker is worth 3 of yours. Going into a Warp Prism first here. Warp Gate about to finish up. Should probably warp in a couple of Adepts. Maybe he's going for Stalkers. He already has the 2 Adepts, so he can just reinforce with Stalkers now if he wants to. Going into that additional Immortal. And an Immortal at home. So it's a robo at home here for Creator on 1 base. He should be good with this. It's basically mirrored build, but Creator is going to be at home defending, and he has the defender's advantage. He has the shield batteries with him. And the instant reinforcements, where Hero does not have them. How is this bugged? It's like 1 Adept from red inside this Warp Prism. How did that happen? This is a fine visual bug on the interface. It drops out the adept. I think it's gonna be blue next. There we go. Frame being red. Yeah, catching these two sentries. Pretty nice interception. Maybe the immortal. I don't think so, but he gets a lot of damage on it. Oh, possibly a snipe. Oh, 6 snipe, but he will lose his own immortal for this. Maybe he paid a little bit too much. The sentry isn't gonna be the hero. Oh! Sentry. And the stalker reinforcing from the other side. No, the sentry focusing the wrong unit. He was like, alright man, I need to kill your shields because turn, shoot this stalker. Oh no! 1 HP. Things not going right here for Creator. Double adept being dropped now. Killing the probes here in the mineral line. Creator starting to fall apart a little bit in that fight. Losing the prism, losing the immortal. We do have still 1 immortal for both players. Armies are very similar. You're actually in a lead for Creator. So if he manages to get a straight up fight out of Hero, well, that's all he needs. He finds this pylon and the robo. So he puts a timer on this. He says, like, I've got a probe and I can zap down your pylon. And Hero is just gonna fall back here. He's gonna make an immortal that could potentially kill the probe on his way out. So you can keep this alive for now. Keep on producing. Man, I think Creator's just gonna go for it. Maybe he needs to recall though. I don't know, maybe he's just gonna kill this one. Kill the pylon and then recall. Because man, the stalkers are inside the base. What are you doing? Oh, I think he's base trading now. Oh, only gets 1 stalker warped in here, and it's not inside of the shield battery. Of course, they also don't have any armor values or anything. 4 adepts getting caught here. Now he's elevatoring into the main base, but the adepts are already being dealt with, so the army is evened out. And he already lost so many probes. These stalkers don't have blink, so they're kind of sitting ducks now there in that space. There's the army inside. If he can catch the immortal somehow, he has a lot of force fields, but it's still... Oh, he does catch it, and his own immortal is going to be enough firepower to kill that one. But he uses all of the force fields. Now he has no real money to reinforce his army, and he does not have a second nexus like Hero does. So I think if Hero can kind of keep on reinforcing this army or even fight with the probes, yeah, and the shield battery is gonna help out as well here. It does get overcharged. It's gonna get killed here by Creator, but the Warp Prism is gonna get shut down as well. Creator's army is gonna fall apart here. Hero winning this engagement, winning this map. Almost impossible to beat this guy in a straight up fight, if he even gives it to you. That was game number 2. Let's hop into the next one. We're sitting in a 1-1 situation, so at least we got 2 more maps. Could be 3, depending on who takes the next and takes the next couple of maps, I guess. Inside the game, here we are. In the bottom right on Rocky Rock, Ruby Rock, it is Hero. In the top left is Creator. Of course, both players favoring a non-ramp map here so far. So we don't have those crazy Phoenix Wars. Hero, no wall. So he might go for the 1 gate expand anyways. He does go for the second gate, so it's just not a wall. Like, why would you do this, you think? Basically, you're kind of... Hero is doing 2 things with this. He is setting up his opponent to go into adepts. As weird as it sounds, he's like he's inviting Creator to go in depths. That means he wants to do something strong himself. So he's putting up already a proxy pylon across the map. This should probably be a very fast robo. It could just be a gate, a 3 gate. And if his opponent goes into, for example, so it's not gonna be a gate, but a robo, but yeah. Like, he could also play this with the gate. So imagine your opponent goes into that double adept, which he does. You yourself can go double stalker and have like a 3rd gate or a robo and can then go another stalker follow-up. You're gonna be in the lead with the stalkers. Now, why would this be an issue? You can still wall this if you want to, but the adept, I guess, is gonna be a little bit too fast. He can still keep the double shades up here, I think, and block this if he really wants to. Oh, Creator even going for 4 adepts. We'll find this probe here from Hero, that's not gonna get away. Hero does see where the first pair of adepts is. And he now knows there's so many adepts. Both players going for 4 adepts in the opening. Of course, Hero now with that robo behind this. And Creator just going into a Nexus. Interesting move. While Hero's already making Immortals. And there's not gonna be any Stalkers anytime soon. For Creator. He's going into another pair of adepts. So we're gonna sit at 6 here. He probably wants to get a sentry soon, maybe even 2 sentries. He has a lot of gas stacked up right now. Get some scouting, get some force fields. And sentries are gonna be okay against Immortals. They're a little bit tankier than you think, as well as adepts, I guess. With that light tech, of course. Is he gonna make 2 more adepts with this? That would be kind of crazy. Yeah, he does. So 8 adepts, no glaives. Not sure if I like this. I think he's splitting them up as well. No, there's the 8. But there's the prism. The prism's gonna drop an immortal. There's nothing to deal with this, and he can't just kill. So he warps in 2 sentries. You can't just kill the pylon, and there's your production gone. Now, adepts coming in here. Nice force field there by Hero. Clutch! That one adept just being stuck there, and things not looking so rosy here for Creator. Oh boy, see, he really lured him in with those, with the no wall. Look at this, I have no wall, you can kill me with adepts. Ha ha! And then he throws down the perfect force field here, because the shade was timed just weird enough. He kills most of the adepts, all of them but 2. He eats 2 pylons on the other side of the map with his 1 immortal. Now a second immortal joins in, so he's even gonna blast these pylons down faster. Oh, come on, finish it. There we go. And now he can go counterattack. He has a 3rd immortal now with this. There's no... That was probably 2 production cycles not being able to be spent here from Creator, and well, if he can hold this base, right, that's all he needs to do. If he can hold the base, you might want to pull a few probes. You can fight with a couple of them. I guess some of them are fighting in the main base right now. He needs some mining as well. He lost the immortal on the low ground. He's gonna lose most of these units here. Another stalker trying to be warped in, but only 2 stalkers remain. GG is gonna be called, and Hero does take the map just like that in a snap. There we go. So Hero on match point now. Creator needs to bring it back in this best of 5, or it's gonna be another 2nd place for him. Let's go into this next map. Winter Madness. Can Hero close it out? Or can Creator bring us to a full series here? Full best of 5. And again, Hero. No wall. So again, he's luring Creator into that false security of you can just make adepts and win. And you saw how that turned out. He just made his own adepts to kind of shoot down the adepts very fast, and he made a few sentries to accompany for the force fields. He gathered energy fast enough, force fields and a guardian shield, and he completely wrecked that army. Now what's it gonna be, Hero? And what's it gonna be from Creator? I doubt he's gonna do the same mistake twice, right? It would be, as I've seen recently more and more, it would be the, how's it called? The definition of insanity, which means you're repeating the same thing over and over, but you're expecting different results. It's like the definition of insanity. So I doubt he'll do that, or he would be insane quite literally and definitely. No, Hero is throwing down another pylon. Just a pylon this time. It's a little bit of a red herring. Hey, look at this. I only have one pylon in my main. I'm proxying you. While he actually is not, at least not yet. Probably is waiting a little bit, probably for a timing. What is he sitting on? Oh, it's just a little bit of leaves there. And he's making a double adept and then a Stargate after the probe leaves his main base. He's gonna try to come in for his scout. Does see a shield battery going up in his nose, so he does not get the confirmation. Hey, is there actually tech on the map for you, or is it all at home? A Robo. Oh, this could be great for Hero. The Robo is not the greatest tool against the Stargate, usually. It can be very helpful with like an early Prism, for example, or the Observer for some vision, and maybe scout this Stargate. But it's gonna be later than the Stargate, so I don't think the Observer is gonna be in time to find this Oracle. Creator coming with a little bit of a sneaky probe, but two adepts very offensively postured here, so they will deny the scout, and there's no way even to see this Nexus if it would have been there. So Creator not having any sentries, kind of starved for vision. Both players playing the sentry less, which is very interesting. And Hero did just shoot out his shades. He saw the Stalkers come across, and now he's just gonna kind of posture on top of the ramp because he wants to have that Oracle across the map, and he potentially wants to have the Stalkers down here. So he's gonna shade on top of this. He wants to isolate one of those. He might actually, oh, he's gonna commit to the shade, so he has a Stalker coming in for his own here. He's starting to try to burst down his units, but in the end he just loses to adepts. But he keeps the Stalkers at home. There is a shield battery though, there's two sentries, so this... Oh! I feel like people have been gotten really good against these stasis traps. So you kind of mineral walk through this and then you just kill them. Because you get enough DPS on it. So there goes your Oracle harassment. Faster Nexus for Creator. Looking good for our Protoss player in blue. Oh yeah, he could make this a 5-map series. It was a very nice advantage he has going into that early mid-game. The only advantage Hero has is that he kept the Oracle alive. He's gonna make a second one, and Oracles are just so useful tools. They can tag the army, they can throw down stasis traps to set up to set up a flank, for example, or a trap or some of your opponent's units. And they have a lot of flexibility. Also, they force you to make shield batteries and probably cannons eventually. Oh, he just lets the adepts get in, but nice force field here. It's gonna show Hero how you can do this, that he can do this as well. But Hero comes in with the Oracles, kills 7 probes, but that's just enough to get even. He does lose one of the Oracles, but keeps one alive. So now it comes down to the follow-ups. It's not really that he's even. He's still behind in probes. And he's behind in tech. There's Blink on the way. He does have that Robo. There's a Robo here on the other side as well, but there's no Blink to be seen yet. So it's still advantage Creator. But Hero manages to do something with this swoop in there. And there's your drop. Oh, if that would have been on the ramp, man, he could have forced a recall. Now he's just gonna kill a pylon. If he can get in with us. Oh god, he's chasing him with 2 immortals. He doesn't know what's inside the prism. So funny. The thing is, if Creator ever drops any unit out of the prison, oh, there's a freaking Phoenix. He needs to recall immediately, and he does. That's a good clutch recall here. Very well done. Yeah, if Creator would have tried to fight the units by units from the prism, he would have fought against immortals with whatever he would have dropped out. Oh, tech please, there we go. So that's a pretty cute adjustment there from Hero. Also, he's kind of hiding his immortal counts inside the prism. He does have quite the mass of immortals already. Sitting at 3 against 1. Creator skimping on that Robo production. He's gonna lose a pylon. And he might lose the 3rd base. He's gonna go for the pylon first, but the stasis trap, it's gonna get intercepted here. Very well done by Creator. Good focus fire. This is just chilling over here, not really doing anything. He does lose a pylon, but just keep the base, and that's kind of all you need to do. So a couple of probes are gonna get sniped here now. We do see, oh my god, he needs to recall those immediately. Oh, he's gonna lose 2 immortals just like that. Yeah, that was good for Creator, right? Now just go, pedal to the metal. You got a very good army lead. 11 Stalkers to 2, 2 immortals to 2. And you basically, like, yeah. Oh, he even could kill the Oracle. There you go, man. There's a Phoenix on the other side of the army. That's not really gonna do much. Could lift an immortal for a moment, but there's so many Stalkers, you can just shoot that one down. It's gonna be Glaives, but it's not done yet. This looks really good for Creator right now. He also has the 3rd base finished. But more and more adepts warping in here for Hero. He's starting to catch up in army count. But the issue is gonna be like, adepts are simply not good in these straight up fights. But it depends on the engagement. Especially between Stalkers and Adepts. Adepts have 4 range, Stalkers have 6, so in the grand scheme of things, Stalkers are gonna be better. But the Adepts, I think they shoot way faster with their Glaives. 1.1 weapon speed, and the Stalkers only 1.3, so that's almost, it's like 15% faster shooting. That's quite a bit of attack speed. A big engager on the ramp, some nice force fields here. Hero's army. Getting caught a little bit, but he's just going aggressive with his Adepts. Now a recall happening, but only half of the army. Maybe Creator recalled a little bit too much here. He's starting to lose the fight on the front as well. Oh, and the recall on the units from Hero here. The Adepts are going home. What are you, probes? Crazy? Hero is so all in. It's crazy, man. He pulled all of the unnecessary probes from his mineral line and is gonna fight with those. This is so all in, it's insane. It's like, hey, I'm all in, look at my probes. He's fighting with these. Is he gonna cancel the shade? No, he's gonna let the probes and the rest of the army die. He only has Adepts left at this point from his army. Can he win this somehow? Man, you can burst down that pylon, that's not gonna last long. So he's gonna be able to shade in here. But not all of the Adepts make it in, they're pretty fat. There's nothing really killing Hero at the same time on the other side of the map. There's 3 probes trying to kill the Nexus. I don't think that's gonna work. These Adepts are gonna find the Immortal, and more Adepts are joining in here. Hero, can he make this happen? The faster firepower, no Archons, no Disruptors. The Adepts not being counted. And just ping-ponging through the base of Creator. I can't believe this. Hero making this work with an insane OLED. Just adapts. Adapt printer. Wow. What a game to finish off the series, yeah. And that's it. Hero is gonna win KSL. So I think we're gonna go into... I don't have any more StarCraft 2 games, I think. So I'm just gonna go into some Evo. Got some Evo left. And it's gonna be a little bit of blast from the past. Taja playing against Solar. Terran versus Zerg. In SC Evo, of course. Not gonna be normal SC2. But Taja has been playing some of the KSL as well recently. We've seen him... I think it's bi-weekly, so 2 weeks ago I think he was playing. Okay, first though I'm gonna go to the restroom here real quick, so excuse me for a moment. Gonna be right back. Alrighty, back here, back in action. Now on to some Evo. Okay, I guess. On to some Evo. SC Evo. We haven't seen this yet. It's a interesting mod to the game. Very interesting. Shout out to Hyper1. I think he's the big creator behind, the big guy behind all of that. It's gonna be a best of 5. There's a bi-weekly tournament they're running. And we'll just jump into this one. Let's have a look at how this is looking right now. In the top left we do have Solar, in the bottom right it is Taeja. Yes! That guy, Taeja, you might have remembered this guy from Team Liquid. He used to be there for a while. I think he played on Slayers and then went to Team Liquid. I don't think he made the transition to SK Telecom at that time. Quite the blast from the past here. And we see Taeja playing with the Brood War. Terran against the SC2. That's a weird setup though. Against the SC2 Zerg, of course, here. So he's just gonna rally Marines, I guess, across the map? Or what's the plan? This is like a very offensive barracks. In a wall, yeah, it makes sense, but this is like no wall. You need gas though, but you can, with an Academy Rush, go into very fast fire beds, so very fast AoE. And they're actually insanely strong against Zerglings. It's not even close, it's madness. So this is gonna be a bunker rush potentially. He has an SCV in the front. He can make a bunker if he wants to. And he just waits for the Overlord to skirt a little bit away. And now he's gonna come in with the SCV and he's gonna throw down that bunker. There we go. There's your bunker rush. Two racks bunker rush with a command center. There is no what is it called? No academy behind this. So he cannot make medics. He cannot make. Oh, he's just gonna abandon this. This is a fake pressure. But Solar's not falling for this, he just goes for that base. That's so interesting. So he'll most likely cancel this very soon. He's gonna keep it for now, for some vision, until it's under pressure. He will shoot down this Overlord. He has a bunch of Marines, so he's not all in or anything with this. He just pulls back. He has that command center very fast, of course. And he's gonna throw up a bunker now in a different location. And this is not spotted this time. And the Marine group is gonna move over. Now it's a very healthy amount of Marines. What do we have on the side of Solar? 6 Zerglings. They cannot break a bunker. I think you need to abandon the space here. Oh, it just barely doesn't see the Overlord. Oh my god. Now the Marines start to shoot at this. But he will go there with his links and then he will be surprised because he will find the structure as well. Now Taeja moving a little bit too much away from the bunker maybe. He does not want this to be revealed. But he does actually manage to cancel this even without the bunker. Yeah. Now you kind of need to guard, bring your group back home, and he has this bunker granting him vision. So funny. So he's trying to find that last location here. He will be able to get the scout, so just barely, but the Marines will get caught here. Unfortunately, he was not able to bring them home with his group of units here. This is so cool. Come in here, Zerglings. You want to see this? Firebat. Corporal. Marines are privates and medics are first lieutenants, by the way. He just throws down a factory in the wall, so... Oh, he actually makes more factories. What? Why would you wall with a factory though? You kind of need some machine shop factories, don't you? I guess he can make a machine shop like this, can he? He's still getting stim, right? He did get stim. So he has stim. He does not get anything else though. Oh, this is like the Brood War style recently. Oh, so he just lifted in the worst moment and he's like, oh no, there was a hole apparently where Lynx could get through. Now the Firebird gets bursted down by the Queens and this group of army is gonna fall apart. At the same time, Lynx are still in the main base. They scout that it's mech, or at least very heavy tank commitment. He can still make just bio units, but yeah man, this wall was not a full wall, unfortunately. There was an opening in the north, the Lynx slipped by, and now this is revealed. Solar gets the full scout. This is a terrible start here for Tasia. Even though he got this cancel going, it's not really what he was looking for. Look at that, that was the opening here, where the Lynx could get around. Now siege mode on the way here. A Wraith? It's kind of just making units, man. And Solar's just, he has a Baneling Nest. He could Baneling bust this open if he wants to. There's no tank as of yet behind this with siege mode only in 10 seconds. Is this gonna be? No, I think it's a purposeful opening here. Baneling speed on the way, +1 armor on the way, infestation pit on the way, Solar looking strong. A Wraith coming across here. It's gonna shoot down an Overlord. Some Overlord hunting is gonna be nice. Will he get that Overlord? Yeah, he gets one, and that should be able to give him a shot at the second one. But there's a Queen Ori in position here. No, that's not how this works. The Wraith has to go away and abandon its plans of shooting down 2 Overlords. Creep is expanding quite rapidly here for Solar, so that's gonna be an issue for Tasia, who has a bunch of Vultures now. They don't have their upgrades yet, they don't have speed, they don't have mines yet, but once they hit mines, there's gonna be a nice potential for a minefield over here. He's gonna abandon this position for now though, so very interestingly here. It's gonna just mine down. I guess he will mine this a little bit. Mine the pathway between the 2 players. So you need to kind of have overseers with your armies now. All times. Already losing a bunch of links there to some mines. Oh! Ooh. Oh no! Remember, they don't have combat shields, so Banelings are actually very powerful against those guys. Now finally going into Vulture speed. Vultures are very slow without their speed. But they are pretty strong against Zerglings actually. As you can see here. So Zerglings have to pull back. Oh, first mine hit. Very nice. Ah, the second one was a lot of friendly fire there. Firebird getting killed off. And this Bioforce is decimated. There's one more mine over here, but that's about it. Just trying to lay a few more mines here. Yeah, you can even shoot down no numbers of Hydras like this. They're crazy to see, but it works. He does not find these Banes though. They will walk into a mine, and what a hit! Oh, damn! That's where you're like, this is Simba, isn't it? Yeah, it looked that way. Spider mines, man. What a crazy addition. Oh! So much explosions. Crazy, crazy. Those mines, man. It's weird that they're called spider mines, but they don't even have 8 legs. They have only 4. Now the tanks coming behind this, but the Hydras are shooting down these vultures like crazy. No more support for the tanks, only the mines remain. The tanks are still trading decently against the Hydras, but this was definitely a little bit of an overextension there. Solar had too many reinforcements coming at the correct times here. No mines here in the north. And no more tanks behind this. And now there might be an opening here for Solar. Can he make something out of this? It seems like there is just enough to hold on for Tager, at least for now. He does not want to have that command center get cancelled, but I think he will keep it alive. And yeah, like Hydras and Vultures are both glass cannons. It's insane. They kill each other pretty fast. Now Tager has to work with some SCVs defensively here though. There's the +2 finishing up though, and that's a big one on the tanks. It's 80 damage against armored. What are those Hydras? Light. What is it against light? It's 50 damage against light, so 2 shots on those Hydras here. But it seems like Solar's just keeping on pressing forward here. He says like, I can outproduce you, my friend. I have 5 bases. I'm inside your 3rd. Let's trade. And Tager's like, get off my lawn. He's getting some vessels now, but they don't have any upgrades yet, so they only have D-matrixes. They don't have the energy yet. GG's gonna be called. Solar just swinging the hammer. Whew. Whew, I haven't played Brood War in such a long time. It sounds so memorable. Spider-Mine's burrowing sound, yeah. Glad they kept the sound. They implementing most of the all of the Brood War sounds, even like the games finishing and the buildings finishing and stuff like that for Zerg and Terran and Protoss. They're implementing all the sounds, all the models. They're actually making new models inside of StarCraft 2. I think the sound importation was a little bit easier to do, but the models they have worked on that for a longer time. Yeah, this mod is getting lots of interest. Be awesome of this to become a thing. It is a little bit a thing, but just not big enough yet. And yeah, it would be amazing to have this more and more. And so far it's like there's one SCV boy, there's like one in China that runs the Kung Fu Cup. They will play some Evo as well there, not all Evo, but they do play some Evo there. And then there's the SEL, right, the StarCraft Evolution League. That's from the makers of this, so once they run out of money basically, right, then it's gonna be history, but for now it is there and they've been running for a while. I think it was displayed in GSL or something as well, like there was some show matches. Soup had some show matches. In the bottom left of Vermeer we do have Tager. Excuse me, a sneeze in the top right, it is Solar. 4-player maps of course. Now Tager chooses SC2. He lost the game and he can choose. The losers just choose if it's SC1 or SC2 for himself. He chooses SC2. And Solar has to play Brood War. There's no queens, so you need to play with Ling defenses. I think there's like, this is like the bi-weekly, and then there's also the big playoffs, like a couple times a year or so. The championship. So we're currently in season 3 of the SEL here right now. This is season 3. It's the first tournament of the 3rd season, and they will finish us off with a championship. And the championships, they have a lot of prize pool actually. It's like the last one did have $6K. That's pretty good, pretty solid stuff. That one classic, by the way, and Teja did take 2nd place there, if you were interested in that one. Now, let's see how this is gonna go here. Solar needs to remember to make hatcheries. You don't need only hatcheries on locations, you also need your proxy, like production hatcheries. And Teja is just going 3 base with no wall. Like, this guy's crazy. He can wall this so easily. Why would you not wall? Now there's links coming across the map. There's gonna be speed. Is he just gonna lose that because he has no units? He has a Reaper who's across the map. And he has a Marine at home. The Reaper's gonna die now because he's under pressure. GG. FML. Because he doesn't make a wall. That was not how it's supposed to go, I think. So he's down 2-0 right now. RIP. Indeed. It would be cool to see this like an option on the launcher. Yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna be that big or possible even, because it's not Blizzard developed, right? So they would have to buy this first, and they're not actually doing this. I think there should be... It should be like on the arcade or something, or it should how the arcade is working or so. I don't know. This arcade thing needs to be overhauled, but I doubt they'll ever do it, so yeah. One thing though is, like, if they ever make a StarCraft 3, you can kind of bring in this mod very easily, because you already have most of the work done, right? That was a very bad game. God, what did we just see there? Like, Teja has a Reaper who died across the map, and then Solar just wins by making 6 links. Now, what is Teja picking this time? So he takes in there again the SC2 Terran, by the way. Can already reveal that much. And we're in the best of 5 with a 2-0 lead here for Solar, so let's go into the game. In the top right on Celestial Enclave it is Solar, in the bottom left is Teja. And this time, let's see, no, he's gonna wall. Okay, so first of all he's gonna wall. He's not gonna wall this area here, which he could. But he will instead choose for the normal 1-base wall for now. Like, this would be the map to basically put a depot here, put 2 barracks here, and then put another depot here, put a command set over here, put a command set over here, and just go 3CC, double Reaper opening, just pick your opponent apart. Not sure why he's not doing this, but yeah. Double Reaper should be such a big threat to any Brood War Zerg. Now it feels like Solar didn't really have the amount of hatcheries you're supposed to have, right? Didn't really have the production. Maybe it was too early in the game yet and he wasn't able to spend the money anyways. Look at that extractor, it's disgusting. Like, if you zoom in it doesn't really look good, but if you zoom out it looks actually really good. And from this perspective it looks really, really good. And there's your scouting SCV. He's gonna find the first hatchery in the back. He's gonna find the main base here. He's gonna find the pool. Gonna find the drones, don't get snagged, and then he's gonna go out in the front and he will see the last hatchery as well. And that's the end of the game. 1 Marine is gonna push down that Overlord who did scout the low ground base here, of course. And there is your barracks on top, and there's the third CC. And here's the full scout. He did skip the Reaper, and he just goes 3 CC with from 1 barracks basically and 1 marine. So a little bit greedy again here. There's gonna be the links coming across the map again, and they should be in time to actually be able to cancel this. So I'm not sure why Teja is doing this, but he's like playing this so greedy, and he has been already punished. Why is he doing this twice in a row? Now the base is finished. Now he can evacuate to the high ground. I think you want to play like Mass Hellion or something. I guess not. He's gonna throw down a second barracks. So quite interesting here, and very fast +1. That NG Bay is super fast. Does he want to play this as a 2-1-1 with +1 and that 16 marine drop, or what is this gonna be? Such a fast second barracks though. Not really sure. This is such a weird build. I don't think I've seen this. There's the links coming in here. By the way, if you notice this, or try to notice, you will see that. But the links here, by the way, they basically have faster attack speed. So SC1 links are basically on Adrenal already. They have 0.42 weapon speed. I think SC2 links have 0.5 weapon speed. So they are basically 20% faster attacking almost. So they have their Adrenal over than the normal links. So they're like super strong if they actually engage. Now one thing you will see from these guys is they don't like slip into each other. They are actually not stacking. It's very difficult to really stack units on top of each other for the Brute War races for some reason. Unlike, for example, SC2 Marines or SC2 Links, they kind of sometimes stack really weird, right? If you remember back, you definitely have seen those moments before where like, man, those are weirdly like moving, especially for Links if they squeeze through like a hole from a Protoss army, you know, or a Protoss base where the Zealot is, and the Zealot is just like not in the perfect spot and they just squeeze through with like 30 Links for some reason. Those Darkroot Brute War units, they can't really do that, but they actually really occupy that space. And they don't really stack on top of each other. That makes AoE actually a little bit weaker against the Brute War races, funnily enough, from SC2. And the SC2 AoE is weaker anyways. That's actually one of the things that I like the most about this mod. That the units don't really slip on top of each other. It also adds to the readability of the fights, kind of. It makes it easier to identify how many units you're fighting against and stuff. And by the way, these Hydras, they have 1 supply cost. And Teja does not see this, by the way, here in the north. He's kind of... This is so funny to me. Why is he doing this? He could have had a wall over here, he could have had a wall over here. It's like not really that big of an investment. And it just helps you, doesn't it? This Overlord with this red eye is kind of cool. There's a bunch of Marines now. He's just making Marines non-stop. There's no Banelings, remember. So Marines are actually really good. Oh, he will see this. He actually scans this. I can't believe it. He's gonna come from behind, the Overlord doesn't see it. The army comes from behind. Guess at least with the scan he killed the Overlord. But he had to stim a few of his units. When Teja, Solar's back and working on this entrance again here. Oh, pick it up! No, I love the sound of the Zergling dying. It's a really good sound. There we go, Queen's Nest on the way here. So we're gonna see a hive soon. Lurker is backed. There's gonna be lurkers. Lurkers here are weaker than the SC2 lurkers. Even though it sounds funny, they're a little bit faster, but they have less range. Now let's see if Taeja can make this happen here. He has a bunch of Marines. There's no real AoE yet from his opponent. There's no spellcasters, but there's so many Hydras. Look at the numbers of Hydras. It's almost... Medivacs have been shot down so easily. There's even Lynx in the back here as well. This army is so dead. Why did he even make that move? Looks like a stupid move, doesn't it? Like split your army in half and grant half of them to your opponent. He's gonna lose another Medivac here. Taeja is not really playing his best, I feel like. Definitely has shown way better games before. Now he's trying to go through this bottleneck, but Solar did evacuate in the perfect moment here. And he will start to morph some Lurkers offensive. Oh my god. And they're so cheap, right? How much do they cost? 50 and 100. It's not that much, actually. And I think only 2 supply. That's one of their strengths. So they're very supply efficient. And there we go. Lurkers coming in. 1 tank to anchor the position. He doesn't shoot at the Lurkers yet. Oh, he has so many Marines though. This is so tough to read. I think it's better for Solar, but maybe Taeja can hold this. It comes down to the Lurkers, if he can kill the Lurkers. But the Lurkers, they seem like they don't die, and Solar's just gonna win this 3-0. Oh my god. Oh my god. And there we go. Solar 3-0s. Taeja there. So, GG Taeja. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching. That's gonna be it for me tonight here. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself as expected. Haha, yeah, I guess so. But Taeja definitely underperformed. Yeah, as again, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you had some fun. We're gonna do the same thing tomorrow again. I'm not sure. Probably gonna start on Evo and just do Evo tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure how many replays I can muster tomorrow, but yeah. Keep on tuned for more SC2 coming here in the close future. So we will see each other again tomorrow or in 3 days. Is gonna be the next one. Make sure to follow. Thank you so much, and also make sure to follow the YouTube channels. There's been a little bit of content drowned right now, but I'm preparing a bunch of stuff very, very soon. Probably starting this week and just going constant videos again every day, 1 video. So make sure to follow these channels. And thank you so much for your support. See you again tomorrow. Peace.